Hello and welcome to Season of War. Jordan here with you tonight alongside Ridge. Uh, Excited to bring you round two from the Slambo GT held down in Texas. But yeah, anyways, we're going to jump into things in a little bit. We have our players deploying right now. But first and foremost, Ridge, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing well, man. I'm excited to see. Actually haven't watched the previous Slambo coverage, so this is my first little taste of some Slambo. So yeah, I'm pumped.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I obviously was aware of the games and around the games, but I haven't seen any of these yet, so I'm really excited to do it. I have to give a big shout out first and foremost to our man Grumdy, Michael here playing the Daughters of Cain. He's in the chat with us tonight as well. Joining the chat on his phone from the gym, a true banger.
Hero.
Yeah, what a legend. So shout out to Michael Grumdy. He's been a long time supporter of the channel and whatnot, and from really the start of the channel. So I've chatted with him over the years now. The channel's getting old.
Yeah, Grumby was one of the first ones to be part of the hat meta when we always wore the backwards hats. He was always, where's your black hat? Yeah, I'm so jealous that you guys got to meet him. But
I know,
as I say all the time, one day I will meet you, Grumby. One day.
Yeah, it was a blast. We unfortunately didn't get to hang out much just with how busy the weekend was, and I know he had to jet pretty quickly after the tournament. But it was great meeting him down there. His army was beautiful, as you can see somewhat from the top down here. Those Daughters of Cain, wonderful bases too. I wonder where he got
gorgeous, man. Those are all my colors. I love that. Pinks and blues and purples. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. So I told him before the event, I'm like, I gotta get you on stream, show off your daughter's army. So this is round two. Excited to showcase the army, and a solid matchup here with the Daughters of Cain facing off against the OCR Bone Reapers. And just before we'll get into the list, our players finish deploying. But a couple quick notes. First off, want to give a shout out to our friendly local game store partners. Obviously, you hear us talk about X Planet a ton, and if you're in Canada, definitely check them out. Check out their web store. Check out the store if you're nearby. It's a great place to play tournaments. I'll be there Wednesday for the AOS night, but awesome store. And also want to give a shout out to one of a new partner of ours, Warpfire Minis. Warpfire is an amazing game store down in the United States. So if you're in the States, you can order from them, since you can't cross the border and order from other countries or whatever, because Games Workshop is weird. But excited to have the support of Warpfire. Jordan, the owner's an amazing dude. He's also been supporting the channel for a long time as a premium member. So excited. We've been kind of talking for a while about this and making it happen, and he's already helping out the channel in some big ways. Namely, I don't know if you follow us on social media, but I've recently built and painted up the newest filth, which is the incarnate of Gur, and that's all thanks to Jordan at Warfire hooking us up. So big thank you there.
Yeah, we have to think about 3D printing one, but you don't have to if you get one. So
yeah. And notable, we've already recorded games since, not with the incarnate yet. But Ridge, we played a game the other day, and you were rolling those Warpfire dice, and they were rolling hot for you. So
yeah, not to give too much away, they were rolling hot for certain parts, cold for other parts. But the dice are cool. I love them. They're like neon green. They kind of match, they're like warpstone, or even like they're cool looking dice.
Very beautiful. But onto the game. I think we are about to jump into round one. OBR did finish deploying. Sorry. Daughters of Cain finished deploying here. Michael had the choice against Hunter. And it sounds like Michael is going to be giving turn one to the OCR Bone Reapers.
No way. Yeah. A one drop given away first.
Ridge, I don't know if you have the lists up. Do you want to take us through the OCR list? If you do?
Yeah, I do have them up. Yeah, man. I'm always prepared, Jordan. Come on, you know me.
That's true.
That's a bit of sarcasm. But anyways, yeah, so he's running a Mortis Praetorians list. I actually ran, I think, something similar to this in the channel. The last time I played OBR was this, like Catacross and Arcan. So that's what he's running, Catacross, Arcan. He's got a Mortis and Bone Shaper with the Artificer Blade, and a Mortis and Soul Mason, who I love. That's the reroll one to hit spell dude. Yeah, so good. And then he's got 20 more tech, both in hunters, as you do, and 10 more tech. And then Gothos Harvester as well. Yeah, great list. Arcan, amazing, just so good to spells and be able to shut them down, increasing them by 6 inches, and then having Catacross for the +1 to hit, and being able to utilize the +1 to save because he's in Mortis Praetorian. So, sweet list.
Very solid. 2,000 points on the dot, so he didn't even try to select a triumph. He knew he had no hope.
No point.
But yeah, that is the Hunters OBR list. Hunters playing with the Sons of Slambo team, so this is, I guess, their home event.
Oh, no. Oh, nice. That's where he's from? Cool. Slambo!
Yes, we heard that shouted throughout the tournament once or twice. But yeah, otherwise we're into round 1, so lots going on, and we'll try and keep you updated as we get all the information from the table.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want me to go through the Daughters of Cain list, or do you want to? Okay.
Why don't we wait for the Daughters of Cain turn 1?
Okay.
Because some of the action's starting.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, so he's given him first. He's generated 13 RDP. Looks like OBR. Yeah, well, with OBR, it's like you get so many. Often you're not even using them all. So yeah, just getting a ton. He's using the Supreme Lord, obviously, which for the +1 to hit and +1 to save. You're going to see that every turn. And then Arcan uses his Mortarch ability as well. He's taking Ferocious Advance.
So turn 1 battle tactic.
Yep, easy one to do for sure. Catacross has stolen Grumdy's CP because he's mean and that's what he does.
So only 2 for the Daughters then.
Yep. And then RDP spent? So the first spell. Oh, he's using the battle tactic. Not the battle tactic. The heroic action, so that his spell can't be unbound.
Oh, that's from the Mortizan, right? Either the Bone Shaper or the Soul Mason. I think it's a Mortizan heroic action.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And it makes so it can't be unbound, which is amazing if you can cast the spell.
Yeah, because obviously OBR, like, besides Arcan, don't really have any modifiers to their cast. So not being able to be unbound is one of the strongest, spell casting abilities.
Yes, it is super good. And like we said, that spell is really good. His reroll 1 to hit spell is amazing. Just putting it on some more tech, getting him in the middle of the field. So if something does come into you, they're already hitting on 2s because he has the Mortis Praetorian. So 2s rerolling 1s is, real good.
Sounds like the Daughters of Cain, or looks like the Daughters of Cain, their spellcasters are not in range for any unbinds here. So OBR is just, Arcan especially, just gonna be going nuts here, getting to cast whatever he wants.
Yeah, you see that a lot in First Blood, and some of the other ones where you can actually just keep your wizards outside of 30. First Blood is just so far away from each other.
Yep, very true. And yeah, for those slower armies too, it can be, a quick turn 1 often with not much engagement, but OBR probably isn't going to be doing much on their turn 1, but I would probably guess we might see a little shooting coming out from the Daughters of Cain list.
Oh, big time. Yeah. I haven't watched this yet, but I feel like the plan is going to be get the more tech onto the points, get your Harvester in there. There's a lot of damage that DoK's going to be able to put out with the bow snakes, clearly. And the spear snakes hit so hard too. So it's going to be interesting, kind of the placement where he's going to go with the more tech here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you want to try to avoid those spear snakes, but sometimes it's hard to do that.
It's 220 blocks from the Mortec. They're pretty resilient with both Catacross and Arcan being able to bring back models. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, like you said, to see where he throws them. If he tries to push that far bottom left objective, which is the furthest one away from the OBR.
Yep.
You do want that hold 2, hold more. Hold more if you only hold 1 right now, but got to go for every VP while they're on the table.
Yeah, and if you're able to hold it while he comes into you, right? Like then you can deny him holding more, which is a common tactic here, but looks like so he's cast Protection of Nagash, which is a great spell on Arcan. So if he gets hurt, then he can just teleport around.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yep, and then cast Mystic Shield onto the Harvester, so giving him +1 save. Yeah, not sure if he thinks he's already tanky enough with the Mortec, probably, that he doesn't need to worry about anymore.
Well,
I guess nothing really has Ren. The Spear Snakes.
you got to think that Harvester is generally the prime #1 target. Before you get into the Mortec, you want to kill those Harvesters so they're not recurring the Mortec as you kill them.
Yeah, and the Bow Snakes obviously have Ren too. I don't know why I said nothing has Ren. Both of them do. But it's like if he puts Mystic Shield on the 120, he'll probably just shoot the other 20, right? So it's a good shout, putting it on the Harvester there.
It sounds like my volume is a little low, so I'm just going to turn myself up. Hopefully that's all right. Let me know if I have to turn Ridge down. I won't hesitate.
It's my mic. I got this sweet blue snowball. It just picks up sound so well. But really, it's just because my voice carries very much and I'm very loud.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B. But yeah. I do see a question. Tiziano in the chat is asking if this is the new Daughters of Cain battle tome, and it is not. Oh, that's pretty much the same battle tome, because there's very few changes. Not very few, but the whole army as a whole plays very similarly. Especially a list like this, there's not really much that would change from the old battle tome to the new one, besides some subtle things and small things here and there, but nothing too game breaking. So I think we're to see a game here that's probably representative of how this matchup would go, even with the new book.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty similar. Like you said, there were some decently big changes. The 4-up rally artifact. There's a lot of things that
True.
Buffs, but also nerfs in certain little ways. Not rerolling ones anymore, but DoK is still DoK. They're still strong. Bow Snake's still slap. They're still as good as they've always been.
Yep. But now they have Witches and Sisters of Slaughter that are really good again as well.
Yeah, instead of bringing the Bow Snakes down a little bit, they've just instead made everything that good, or tried to make everything a bit better.
I mean, I think that's completely valid for an elf army.
Yeah, you would, but I still think it's fair. The 4-up rally thing, people always were complaining about right off the bat, but it's like, okay, well, if you don't have shooting, I guess that sucks a lot, but kill the heroes. That's the
easy.
Yeah, easier said than done, but what else has happened here? So Catacross is making the Bow Snakes -1 to hit, which is nice. He does that. The Bone Shaper casts Reinforced Battle Shields onto one of the 20 blocks. I imagine the one you see with the 2 tokens.
Yep.
And then the Soul Mason Soul Guy did go off on both blobs, which is so dope that you can do it to both.
Yeah, that is real nice.
Yeah, so giving it to both, because now you're kind of deterred. You don't want to go into melee with those things. They're going to reroll save with +1 save and reroll once to hit back at you. It's
all right.
Yeah, really happy he's got the Bow Snakes here.
Yep. And obviously, for Mortec, the way to take them down is at range, right? And they don't have, like you said, all the things you just listed, the reroll saves, +1 to save. Shooting is the best way to get around all that.
Yeah, shooting or mortals. There's
true.
boss as well.
Of which Daughters of Cain has both. They do have. Now, the sequencing is different than what it will be in the new book. The mortals won't happen until the end of the combat phase from the combat snakes, but still, have the potential to bite of those Mortec with the combat snakes.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts that they have that now. After they attack, all the mortals go in, so you can't kill some of them, so you don't take as many mortals.
It'll be interesting. I have to look it up. I'm sure someone in chat knows whether the sequencing of that allows them to do the mortals after models fight on death in the one sub-faction.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Interesting to see Grumdy just flexing on Hunter here, with showing him a picture of what I believe to be his Arcan, or his Catacross.
Yeah, his painted one.
It's awesome.
I mean,
Part of the best part of the hobby is like just showing, oh, look at this. Like, oh
yeah,
yeah, I painted that. Like I got this.
yeah, sharing what you're working on, all that stuff. And great thing. Even like you can see these guys like they're in the middle of an intense game at a tournament, and they're still shooting the shit about painting and hobby and whatnot.
Yeah, I heard that more than anything about the Texans is just the Southern hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone just seems to be so cool, have a good time. That's how Warhammer should be.
Yep.
Even if it's top tables and you're in a really tight game, being salty is one thing, but just being a good dude, and even if you're in a bad situation, yeah, just
Do the best you
think
can.
of it. Yeah, think of it in the other end as well. Everyone's here to have fun and have a good game. It can get intense, but yeah, I've always heard the Texans are good for that, having and just kind of being characters as they are. Seeing some of their lists on Honest Wargamer, just like the one like 40 words he named his one hero. It's like the killer of this, the wrath of that. It's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I can definitely speak from experience now that the Texas scene and community was awesome and very a great host to us down there while we were visiting. Definitely had an absolute blast there. Would love to go back at some point. And just the fact that they have all those whatever 4 major cities all with thriving scenes close enough to each other. Definitely an awesome place to play Warhammer.
Yeah, that is the coolest thing. And I know I've said this a zillion times, and I told you, Jordan, a bunch of times, but just listening to the Ever Chosen podcast, I just early on in my competitive career just learned so much about like Houston and Dallas and all the players that are there, and it's just so cool that they have like a Texas Masters and a whole community of all these different players that are playing against each other. Like the one episode they actually did like a draft like from the NFL,
Oh
which is
yeah.
hilarious, like drafting different players, and it's like I got this guy and he's ranked here, and it's just so cool. Yeah, we don't have that kind of thing up here, but
So
yeah.
our scene's a little younger, I would say. Little. I
Mhm.
mean, we have a great thriving Toronto scene, no doubt. But there isn't other major cities that are comparable quite yet.
No. Everything's kind of like GTA.
That's a challenge. I want to see other areas. Ottawa, you're up in Ottawa. I want to see your scene. Come try and take out some of our events. Let's build up a
Yeah.
rivalry.
Yeah, so it looks like he's went to the bottom left here. I honestly, I thought he was going to go to the top and middle, but he ain't scared of no spear snakes. So
Yeah,
interesting. The right side looks like they rolled a 5 to run, and the other one rolled a 5 as well. So that plus the 3 inches for the 3 inches. What's that called? Relentless discs, or what's
uh,
the movement one called?
unstoppable advance.
We should know this because when we make battle reports, we have to
Hey,
say the
I
names.
do know this.
Yeah, you do. And I've played OBR a bunch. I should, but
Good. So many
yeah,
armies, so many rules, so many names, and
yeah,
they're
so
all very
fun.
similar.
Yepper. And then what? The OBR terrain piece failed to do mortal wounds,
Hey,
so he's
that's
just positioned.
pretty typical.
Well, isn't it on a 2-up? Is it typical?
I mean, just terrain in general. I don't know. I never rely on it.
Yeah, you should use a Realm Shaper engine. They're pretty good.
That's true. It is. It definitely is. I mean, my Lumineth terrain piece is pretty solid as well. Um,
Yeah.
boats are all right, but it's kind of annoying that they turn off.
Yeah, the boats are amazing. Just blocking with that artifact too. It's so
Yep,
nice.
that's true.
So he's put Arcane up in the top right. Okay, so that makes even more sense then, because now he knows with protection of Nagash, if he needs to, he can just zip him probably in the bottom left or just wherever.
Yep.
So I'm pretty excited. This is already looking like a good a great OBR player. Like just the way he's just this turn one. It's not like it's a huge a lot has happened, but
Yeah.
looks like he's got in a pretty good position here.
And he is like making Michael have to commit stuff to get on those objectives, right? He's not just letting him like put one cheeky unit on the top right or something, or teleport a hero. And those Mortek on the bottom left objective, there's not a ton of bodies there, but you're danger close if you're obviously contesting that objective.
Yeah, and what has he got? What, 10 witches? the 15 or 10 spear snakes. So yeah, it's going to be tough. The objective game at the beginning here. Yeah, and he's in Hagnar, not Calibron, so he's not going to have a teleport.
Just the hero teleport from the spell.
Oh, he'll have Mirror Dance. That's right. Yeah,
But,
and he's got Little Marathi and the Cauldron. I think. Yeah.
and he's got the not the Melusai, the Medusa.
Ooh, the Medusa. Oh, baby, she's got the stare. She'll love to burn.
True.
I know that because Skinks and Clan Rats playing against Oliver. He loves to throw that Melusa and do mortal wounds to everything.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good ability or shooting attack.
It's real good against Mortek as well.
So, yeah, that'd be cool to see her have a big role in this game. She could. I guess there's not really much shooting from the OBR army. The Harvester has a couple shots, I believe.
Yeah, which I haven't actually played with the Harvester very much.
Yeah,
but
nothing too crazy coming out of it. So no catapults here to snipe heroes or anything.
Yeah, which the catapults actually would be decent here because 5-up save all around, right?
Yep.
I guess it's going to be +1 from the Cauldron and +1 for all defense, so you'd be down to 4s, or you wouldn't even need the all defense. But still, you can fail 3 4s and take 15 damage pretty easily.
This is true.
Or 10. So he did shoot with the Harvester, did all at attack. Or no, Catacross just gives the Harvester +1 to hit because of the ability. And shot Marathi and took 1 damage out of Marathi. So he has started the clock.
Nice. And is Catacross's +1 to hit, or I thought it was +1 attack? Or maybe I'm thinking of the Liege. Maybe they're different.
No, Catacross also has that +1 attack ability. So but I mean his +1 to hit and save. Or is that only melee weapons?
I don't know.
It's a good question. Do the catapults get it? I'm searching it up.
+1 to hit. Looks like I'm wrong. Thank you, Teak, in the chat. This is why we have the chat, because they know everything and we know nothing.
And Jordan's wrong again.
Yep. We did see, so OBR has stored 5 points here for hold 1, hold 2, hold more. 2 points for the battle tactic, so pretty standard turn of scoring. I mean, man, you think Ferocious Advance, I know he threw Arcane in that top right, but he could have done it with the 3 monsters. And even just march those 10 Mortek up there. So potentially leaving a point on the table. Hope it doesn't come back to bite him.
What, if he made Catacross a monster?
Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely could have done that.
I guess any of the heroes.
But Mystic Shield, I guess, yeah, because Arcan could have probably gave up one of those spells to do it.
Yeah. It's an option at least.
Yeah, although, man, they have a lot of really good spells, and this is where I learned my lesson last time playing. I didn't realize that Arcan knows all the spells.
Yes.
So you remember when we played, and I was playing against Jordan's Lumineth, and that was fun, not having the 5-up ward. But yeah,
it's okay. So I would have unbound all your spells anyways.
Yeah, that is fair. So yeah, the Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions, it is not just melee. So he does give +1 to hit to the like if you had the catapults, or in this case I
think the catapults already do hit on 2s, so I don't think it's a big deal there. But
that's right. Yeah,
gets through around to look at Sir or something.
Yeah, it's always nice. Lots of -1 to hit things around.
Definitely does not hurt. But we are into Daughters of Cain turn 1 now, and they're gonna have a chance to answer here.
Yes, sir. Let's see Grumdy go.
Players are measuring something. Not sure what's going on. And she...
Unbind, maybe? Like,
could be unbinds, yeah.
If he's in unbind range.
Oh, there's that black hat. Do you see that flex?
Oh, nice.
Grumdy showed off the hat on stream.
Yeah, we got to get Grumdy a Season of War hat. I know you asked me. I was like, oh, I can send you mine, but it's the only one in existence right now.
Yeah. You got that more made up. Looking into it, I literally was the other day. So
yeah,
one day the hat meta will be a real thing that anyone can be.
Nice. Yeah, I think they were probably measuring unbind because that little Marathi is just underneath of the spear snakes there.
Nice.
So that would make all the sense. Okay, I'm gonna go through Grumby's list.
Yep, let's do it. I'll pull it up right now.
Okay. So he is playing in Hagnar, which is nice to see. You see in Hagnar and Calibron in the old book. I feel weird saying the old book now, but those are the two kind of main ones. He's got a Bloodwrack Medusa General with the Devoted Disciples and Mirror Dance spell, Hag Queen on Cauldron with the All-Fury and the Blessing of Cain, which is just so good in Hagnar, allowing you to re-roll that ward save and then being on a 5+, just crazy good. And then I feel like you take Hagnar literally for that. That's essentially it. And then getting the +1 to save from the Cauldron as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marathi Kane, the Shadow Queen. And then he's got 10 Blood Sisters and then 15 Blood Stalkers and 10 Witch Elves. So pretty classic Hagnar build here, all in one drop, hold the line, and Inspired.
Yep.
So he's going to have the Inspired Triumph as well at some point to give +1 to wound.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. And notable here, like when you look at Michael's deployment, wasn't too worried about screening anything out against the OBR. Those 10 witches, probably their only job is, to be that buffer against armies that have the threat. Here, obviously, OBR did not. They moved as fast as they can, but not enough to close the gap. Not turn one, at least.
It always feels so nice when you're playing an army like that, like a slower melee army, and you don't have to worry about that. Like you're not playing Iron Jaws or something that can teleport, like Living City, and then move after, like, lots of different great armies in the meta right now.
Deep striking.
Yeah.
Old Seraphon that teleports everywhere, deep strikes, and does whatever they want.
What do you mean old Seraphon? It's not even old, man.
I mean, it's old in terms of the meta.
Just because everyone plays Thunder Lizards.
Yep.
Not me.
So I don't know.
Well, I tell myself that, but
you played a little Thunder Lizards.
Yeah. Sweet. So what's happening? Marathi failed to get a CP. The DoK battle tactic is Conquer. Catacross didn't steal the CP, so he didn't roll the 4 up this time. He has chosen to go for best day ever on Catacross here, which is interesting.
It is big, that CP, especially against Daughters of Cain, right? Stealing those. Daughters is like such a notorious army for being so CP hungry. And stealing those or not, honestly, could make or break the game here for both players, really.
Yeah, that's DoK literally what you said is such an important thing. And from just playing, you play DoK sometimes, but I've played against them so much that when they don't get that 4 up for the CP, it feels so good because they're using the shoot in the hero phase. They want to do all attack where they can. They want to rally the bow snakes. So it's like, yeah, it hurts a lot not having CP.
Yep. Do have 3 here right now, though, for the Daughters. Good amount for bottom of the round. That's enough, but all about the future turns. A big, like, you think you give away turn and hope for priority often in a situation like this. But if Michael was even to take priority, getting, potentially just 1 CP if Catacross manages to steal one, that's, pretty tense.
Yeah, having 1 exactly if he goes. Yeah, it's a really good ability. I know Carl was talking about it a bunch, and I think what he played at the Bay Area Open or whatever it was called. And he I know in our chat, he was saying that like he was stealing them like crazy in his last game. And it's so huge against certain armies. So good. And -1 to hit. Catacross is, he's sweet, man.
Yep, definitely a solid piece. A little, I can't remember who I was talking with about it. A little janky with his follower, all their attacks. I would love to see that consolidated into like 1 attack profile for all his followers that just like goes down in the number of attacks.
Yeah.
Just to simplify it. It's so confusing.
Clean that up for sure. I know we just talked about that too. I'm just playing Source Knights as well. It's the same thing. It's like 3 different profiles, so many different dice. It's just like, it just takes so long. But anyway, yeah. So he's cast a couple spells here. So he failed Black Horror of Volgu, cast the Withering on the center Mortek. So that's a great Great spell. That's what, the -1 to wound spell, right?
I think that's +1 to wound against them. It's one or the other. I don't remember, to be honest. I think
Yeah, they have.
Enfeeble is the -1 to wound for your opponent. I think the Withering is -1 to, or +1 to wound against your opponent.
Yeah, I know they can do both. So one of those, yep. And then Mystic Shield on the Bow Snakes, solid move. He failed Mind Razor, which I'm sure the OBR player is very happy to see, because Mind Razor on those Spear Snakes or Marathi is just ridiculous.
Now, do you think Mystic Shield on the Bow Snakes is the best place for it? You gotta think, I don't know, like, it's obviously a defensive choice, but are they really threatened?
I feel like in this situation, he's going to have the +1 save from the Blood Shield. But yeah, if he did do Mystic Shield on the Spears and got that, maybe he's thinking the Spear Snakes are going to go too far to be out of range. No. Yeah, maybe the Spear Snakes would be the better option and try to just protect your Bow Snakes.
Yeah,
and not need it.
Exactly. You got to think they're not the ones getting up there, in combat or anything. So Arcan could threaten them. If you don't screen them, they could be at risk. It's obviously a defensive choice to, like, double down on keeping really the centerpiece of the army alive, which is never a bad thing. But
yeah, and it's like you just said, the Bow Snakes are the baby, right? You just subconsciously, like, these need to stay alive. Like, I need these because these do the most work.
Yep.
Which they do for sure. What else has he done? He's Blessing of Cain. He has got that off on, or just got Blessing of Cain off. I guess he doesn't need to do add on anything. And then put Witch Brew on the Spear Snakes. So they're going to be immune to Battle Shock and reroll wounds, which is tasty. And now I imagine he's thinking about what he's going to shoot in the hero phase, because he has 3 CP right now.
Yeah, I don't know, what would you go for here with the Bow Snakes, Ridge?
I don't know. I feel like if you just shoot the Mortec, the Harvester's there, so you're not getting much out of that. He's gonna res them, so I don't know how far Catacross is, or I mean Arcan, sorry. But if you don't kill him in one shot, he's gonna teleport away. But at least you're putting a bunch of damage on him. So either either Arcan or the Harvester. Because if you just go straight for the Harvester, then you're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to res or reconstruct all those Mortec.
Yeah, the Harvester is definitely a big centerpiece on the OBR side.
Yeah. Looks like he's rolling some saves. So yeah, well, and then that is what he is shooting at. So he's going at the Harvester. Shooting in the hero phase. So he only took 2 wounds. Wow, only 6 hits from the bow. So he must have just absolutely flubbed those rolls.
So yeah, monumentally poor rolling, unfortunately for the Daughters of Cain. Only 2 wounds. That's, man. Did he roll 0 6s? There were 1 or 2, but that's very disappointing.
I wonder if only 2 went through, were the 2 6s, but that's 30 shots to only put 2 6s, and then him save the rest. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
You gotta think he does have the 6-up ward save, so may have negated it a little bit, but 2 damage is just far from what those Bow Snakes are hoping to put out in the first turn.
Oh yeah,
trophy shooting.
Well, 5 mortals and then 20 through. So 12 at one rend. And he's on a 3-4. So yeah, he should have had at least 10, 11 dice to his 6-up, which so average he's taken 9 there. So
did not
a lot
happen,
better.
Though. So very fortunate for OBR here. But looks like we're seeing a pretty aggressive play from the Shadow Queen here. I think no surprise seeing her getting thrown into the middle of the table.
Oh yeah. And he's playing Little Marathi aggressive too, as you should.
Oh nice. I didn't even see her hiding down there. I thought she was just another bow snake. Or sorry, combat snake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too, because he only took 1 wound. So that's the one thing with combat armies against DoK as well. If you can't do those 3 wounds to Marathi, then you're in trouble. he'll be able to do them back from hitting back with the Mortec or in combat, but just shooting or being able to do ranged mortal wounds makes Marathi so much easier to deal with.
Yeah, 100%. I love just the little units of 10 Reavers when I run IDK. They're the perfect thing to plink off 3 damage.
Yeah, almost as good as a Comet, because you just, as long as you even roll a 2 on the D3, you just target both Marathis and you're almost guaranteed to get it.
Really, all you need to do is hope you're playing against Oliver with his Daughters of Cain, because he loves to miscast with Marathi and deal 3 damage to himself. He's told me he's done that in at least like 3 or 4 events.
Yeah, I feel like everybody does that. Dayton's told me a couple times too that he's miscast with it, just like a thing.
Yeah, always sad and disappointing, but it happens.
I love that they introduced that, like having an actual para where you actually, you can.
There's some risk.
Miscast. Yeah, which there should be. It's a dice game, unless you're techless, but
Yeah, who needs dice when you're casting spells? Hey, 10s are still unbindable. I have learned that for sure.
Yes.
Especially when you have a +3 to unbind board-wide Croak.
Yep.
But I'm not salty at all.
Yeah, you love Croak.
Yeah.
We are seeing a lot of Croaks bounce up now. Everyone's playing Croak now.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We saw recently Tom Guan take care of an event down in the States, playing a new army. I mean, talked about like our team when trying to stick to one army. He is the epitome of not sticking to one army.
Yeah. Similar to Carl in that way as well.
Yeah. I mean, Carl has made an effort to stick to one army, branching out a little bit here and there, but he's been playing his nerd role pretty exclusively for the most part.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with Carl. He has somewhat. We did a little OBR stint there, but picking up a 4-1 there at BAO is pretty dope.
Oh, for sure. Great performance for OBR.
Yep, and Tom Guan's coming after my back-to-back ITC Best in Faction Seraphon. So
what a flex!
I might have to, just a subtle one. Oh, we got some dice showing here. Here we go.
Showing off the dice, out of focus. They look beautiful though. I do have one of those nice Dallas Defenders dice that Dremdy is using. It was given that at the tournament, so.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day about when these, like, no one ever does those things in front of the camera, but now we've had like multiple in this game.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'd love to see that.
BR, don't worry, Grumdy is at the gym. He is jumping in chat. Well, he's working out, so no worries there. Pumping iron, getting swole.
Yeah, Monday, chest day, right?
Sure, whatever works. But Aquila, I'm not even gonna try. A gentleman, Aquil alias in the chat is asking if Kairos is the best caster in the game. He's definitely up there.
He can fail his spell on an 8 multiple times, but his ability is very cool.
Yes.
I think any of the best casters are either techless that is able to just autocast it, or you need to have a reroll. Like, it's just a reroll cast is just so good. Yeah.
You know what I'm excited to do, actually? Obviously, in Deepkin, we're not known for our casting, but the Idol of the Sea has a native reroll. No modifiers, though, unless he's bonded to an incarnate.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
Gotta give Rusho a shout out for that one. I've been talking to him a little bit about some of his Deepkin builds. But I'm actually be running that in a game, I think tomorrow, actually, against Carl. Oh, I think if Deepkin wins, who knows? It was a close vote between Deepkin and Lumineth. So if you're a premium member, you can go vote on that matchup now. Just let us know which one you want to see. If it is Deepkin, I'm gonna run that combo. If not,
wow, now I think you might get a few more fish votes.
Oh, I mean, lots of people want to see Lumineth too. I'm happy to play the elves. And, all elves are good elves.
Yeah, it's always funny seeing what we get voted. It's like, oh, I want to play this so bad. So maybe we shouldn't put this other army up because they're gonna win. Damn.
But hey, it's a very close vote right now between the Daughters of the Lumineth Realm Lords and Idoneth Deepkin. Either one, I'm happy with.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look I'm looking right now. Well, Lumineth is up 44 to 40.
Okay, so they're taking a little bit of the lead.
And a lot of votes are already in. So, I don't know.
Olivier lights the Eidolon with the Incarnate, but he says Croak is the best spellcaster.
No, yeah, wow, yeah. Base +2, +3 with the Asterism.
Yeah.
But
and does that include the Astrolith Bearer?
He only adds to casting.
Okay, but you can still be +4.
To cast, not to unbind.
Okay, no big deal. Yeah. Only +3 to unbind and +4 to casting.
If you bring a Slan, you can be +5 because he gives a spell that he has.
Spell,
you can give to, but it's another.
It's other Seraphon heroes.
Yeah, no, not even Seraphon, buddy. You can do it to Stormcast, or some people used to bring that with the Meteor. Yep. I remember seeing that combo. It was pretty cool.
Worries. Like it's totally fine that you can make Stormdrake Guard reroll ones to hit. Nobody minds.
Yeah. Hand of Glory, greatest spell. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't have a reroll. I'm still on the full reroll boat.
Well, it does look like we're into the shooting phase now. Seeing a bunch of dice rolled in the top. I'm not sure. Looks like probably the bow snakes. The only thing that's not that many dice has got to be the bow snakes.
Yeah, well, he did shoot with Marathi before, shooting at the Harvester, but did no damage. So I'm not sure if he put through a 1 or 2 and they were ward saved, or he just missed one of the hitter wounds on 2s, which seems to happen a lot with the gods.
Yep. Yeah, no surprise there. That Teclis Alarial, it's one of those things, it's nice if it happens, but you never expect it.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to have some rolling here. This must be his saves. Nice, nice, nice. And now he's going to have his ward saves. And it looks like the bow snakes did 5 damage to the Harvester.
Ooh, still underperforming again.
Yeah, not great.
It's not. Yeah, you definitely would. I'm sure Michael was hoping and expecting to take out that Harvester in the first turn. So that's quite surprising, I think, to see that thing live through 2 rounds of shooting there.
BR in the chat. BR is now called Big Ron. Big Ron just said he was rerolling. Ask Grumdy about that Harvester. Oh, so he's a notable Harvester that doesn't die. Nice. Apparently. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh my gosh, yes. You really want it with the hero phase and Marathi and the 15 snakes in the shooting. You think you could take that guy down.
Not today, though.
Such is life in Warhammer, and dice are dice.
It's true. And I guess we're just getting ready for charges. We have already seen little Marathi go in. So she's in there.
Right in the middle. I love it.
Obviously, knowing that Michael is planning to throw Big Marathi in, no reason not to throw them both in. They can only take 3 wounds collectively, so as we'll get a couple extra attacks, tie stuff up, be annoying.
Yeah, and he's in a really good spot here because he'll be able to tag the end of that unit and just limit the amount of, and that's probably why he put Marathi there as well, just limiting even more the amount of models that are going to be able to hit into the spear snakes. So big brain play here from our boy Grumdy.
Nice. A very solid move. And it looks like he should be able to pretty confidently take control of that objective. 10 bodies to 6, it looks like. And if he's able to, if he piles in with those combat snakes first, he should be able to limit the Mortek from piling any more bodies onto the objective. Yep.
They'll get a couple. Maybe 2 more. No, even that second one looks like he's closer to Marathi.
Well, you even think, but if pile in, those bow snakes could be up in the way. If he activates first, combat snakes. They're all
Oh
bow
yeah, yeah.
snakes to me, but the combat snakes could, just pile in first and limit even that ability. But
Yeah,
you're
if
right,
he can get on the
Marathi stops that too.
Yep, he can get on the edge for sure.
So
But coherency as well. They're big bases.
it's
So
true. Yep. 2-inch range, thankfully. And otherwise, I think we're waiting for the big charge here now for the big lady herself.
yeah, really good point from Justin LaPointe in chat. Mystic Shield and the Harvester paying off in spades.
For sure. With the +1 from Cat Crows, it's at +2, effectively ignoring the rend of the bow snakes.
Yes. So it's actually on a 3-up. Okay, so there you go. That's why it's surviving so well. What's up, David Sanchez? Hey lads, greetings from Argentina. Nice.
Awesome.
Go DoK. He's a DoK fan.
Nice. Glad you could join us. Thank you so much, David. And Olivier is asking if the snakes are buffed. There's one token there above those.
Yeah,
those
they
snakes.
have the
The Blessed King?
The brew. No, the brew. The witch brew. So if he does all the oh wait, yeah, he can. All attack, and then he's gonna be. Is it witch brew is reroll wounds, right? I'm pretty sure it's reroll wounds, not +1. So that's going to be
right.
2s and 3s rerolling, which is going to do what it's the shield wall. So it's like, yeah, he's going to be +1. So we'll be back to 4s rerolling for his save. No resilience buff. No.
All right. Well, we're going to see some combat here in a moment. Obviously, this is bottom of round 1, but both these armies, with Mortek moved up quite aggressively, allowing the Daughters to get a bunch of stuff into combat here on turn 1. Unfortunately, though, for Michael, that Harvester is still alive. Did not go down through the hero phase shooting and regular shooting phase shooting. So he's going to be keeping those Mortek alive. More alive than they would be otherwise without him.
Yeah. And it looks like he's went for, what is it saying? The bottom unit of Mortek uses shield wall. No monstrous actions, I guess, notable as well, because they're in Hunters, which is the best move ever on Mortek Guard.
Yep. Very, just adds to resiliency.
Oh, yeah, man. And just not being able to be... I guess the roar doesn't matter, but being able to use shield wall, roar in defense more.
Olivier is mentioning the mortal wounds again, like we talked about earlier from the combat snakes. Now, the only downside to their mortal wounds, now it does get better in the new book being at the end of after they fight, but the removal of casualties can easily pull them out of range. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they do, between Little Marathi and them, if they do like 8 damage, they're to be outside of 1 inch.
Hopefully, I'm not sure if Hunter has played DoK a lot. That's definitely a move that if you play against Daughters of Cain, because you're not going to tell them, hey, you might want to stay outside of 1 inch so you don't take 7 mortals here, 6 mortals or whatever from the snakes.
That's the thing that you say. The generals who know or have more experience, more practice in different matchups, it's always big.
That's why it's good to play. That's why I love when we play all the different armies for the channel, or like when you play against so many different armies. It helps so much with things like that, because some of the top end players are the ones that you see play that they just know so much about every other army, and they can just they know how to beat them. So that's one of the skills that. Yeah, like Carl's really good with that. Like I know a bunch about certain armies, but there's a lot that I don't know. But yeah, Carl has really good knowledge about stuff like that, and it helps a lot. Yes, AOS is a game of knowledge. Yes.
Very true.
Knowledge and practice and reps.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you expect from these combat snakes here, Ridge? They are within Marathi's range, so they'll be getting an attack. They'll be on 4 attacks each, which is pretty solid.
With all attack, yeah. Yeah, well, math wise, what he's got one, two, they're 2-inch range, right? Yeah. So all 10 are gonna get in. So this is gonna be 40 attacks, twos, and then threes rerolling. It should do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
He'll be back to a 4-up rerollable, which is amazing, but it's so much dependent on the roll, right?
Yep.
But I'm expecting it, it should kill about 10, I would say. Maybe 12. I don't know. The mortals obviously is going to be massive too, because if he rolls average on that, that's 6. So this is kind of cool. I like that I don't know what's going to happen. Like actual like live streaming, because
and that's the thing with something like the Mortec, right? Like 4-up re-rolling is incredible, right? A 4-up save on its own, not great, but the re-roll is huge.
Yes, incredibly dicey, but dicey in the way of like random, because the re-roll definitely helps. It's like he's rolling all of his saves and all of his 6-ups. And now this is the big question. Where is he going to pull from? Come on, Hunter. Uh-oh.
So not pulling away from the... So on the flip side, obviously we talked about the mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Those combat snakes aren't the most resilient either.
No, so he can definitely do some damage here, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like he did 8 damage, took 8 Mortec off from 36 wounds.
Yikes.
So
yeah. Well,
that sounds crazy, but literally cut 36 in half twice. That's 9. So
so it's pretty much on point, really, mathematically.
Yeah, pretty average here. But then if he does, I guess, if he can kill a couple of these bow snakes, then that's going to limit the amount of mortals he's going to take back too.
It's
Ryan
true.
Lynn and yelling at cubes. Yes. The wee little cubies.
Looks like these Mortet in the center objective are going to be piling in and fighting next. Going into Big Marathi, it's always the funny case of, do you even bother rolling when they're going to do their 3 damage. It's always funny when the Daughters of Cain players just get to the point where they just give it to you, where it's like, okay, she's taking your 3 here, don't even have to roll it. But you never know, crazy things have happened, right?
Oh yeah, there's few things that you just don't roll out, but it's only when it gets to the point where it's like less than 1%, or like there's certain things, or if you're turn 5 and there's 10 minutes left, you know what I mean, like things like that, then it's obvious that you're not going to do that. But I'm a sucker for that big time. I'll do that a lot in tournaments, like just they're dead, sure, those 3 skinks, they're gone. But they've seen some crazy things in this game, so
still early too. This is only round 1, but
this is a ton of attacks into Marathi. He's got all 20 in, so that's 40 attacks.
Yep.
Or 41 from the Hecatos.
Yep, that's true. Do the Daughters of Cain snakes have Exploding 6? They didn't have that in the old book, did they?
They have the prayer, but no, they do have the blessing. Olivier. Oh, he asked about the resilience buff earlier. Yeah, he did get Blessing of Cain off. So I don't. What's the range on that from the Cauldron? I believe it's, or does that go on to a unit? See this, you're really seeing us not play DoK here. I know Blessing of Cain gives the reroll.
I've played a few games of DoK now, but I have not run a Cauldron yet. Or really anything that to do with the prayers in so.
And you won't now, because you still can have the 6-up ward with the Blessing of Cain reroll, but they got rid of the ability to be a 5-up ward.
But I think the Cauldron's still a good piece, and especially when it can take an artifact, so you can give it or make it your general and allow it to have the 4-up rally on a bigger body than some of the other heroes is a pretty solid option.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, Hagnar, the blood shield as well is so tight. Yeah, there's a reason it was doing very, very well for the last while.
Yes, sir. Spencer's jumping in the chat just to say Michael's Daughters of Cain army is gorgeous and deadly. So true. And if this is the Spencer I think it is, he was a big part in helping us, helping it be possible for us to record games down there. So huge shout out to Spencer. Great dude. Had a pleasure meeting him down there and was super grateful for all his help. Because of it, we're able to record these games and stream them out like we are. But yeah, Michael did win best army, whatever it's called.
Player's choice.
Yep. So I gave him my vote for sure, but I know he's won it a couple times with this army now at different events, and you can see the bright, vibrant colors from the top down, very distinct, stand out very well. But they look even better. All those models do in person.
Oh yeah, man. He's one of my favorite painters for sure. He's got he just looks unbelievable. If anybody doesn't follow Grumdy on Twitter, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yep. Got to do it. Where are we in combat? Obviously, Marathi took her 3 damage.
Yep. And then she kills back 2 more tech, it seemed. It looked like he lifted 2 there. So not the greatest. Marathi is a big swing piece. She's, if you don't have +1 to hit on her, it's just your old classic 3s and 3s, but he's Hagnar, so he is advancing it by 1, so he'll have +1 to hit in turn 2.
Yeah, very swingy, or it'd be re-rolling 1s to hit with the old book.
Ah, that's right. Yes.
But yeah, Marathi being swingy in herself, and then you add in the resiliency of the Mortek, pluses to save and re-rolling that, and then the Harvester in behind as well, potentially bringing guys back.
Yeah, he's actually, depending on how many mortals come here, if he gets turn here, he's gonna res quite a few of those on the bottom left. What is he? He's gonna get 3 plus 3. Is that his soul render, or the dude by the terrain there in the bottom middle? That guy gives back 3 too, doesn't he? Or D3 maybe.
The Soul Mason brings...
No. What's the other one?
Soul
that guy though, that's the one I mean.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. I think it's 1 or it's D3.
Bone Shaper.
Bone Shaper. That's it. We knew that. But it's very short range. It's only like 3 inches, I think.
Which looks, that might be 3 inches right there if that's him, which I imagine it would be because the Soul Mason's on a bigger base.
No, that's got to be another Mortek. I think it's just a Mortek that was missed because the 2 heroes are over but to the right of Katakros.
Yeah, you're right. And he would be on a 32. You're definitely right. Yeah. There'd be no way he would be up that far anyways. He definitely didn't run him up there. So either way, he's going to get 6 back still, though, if they survive. Oh, wait, no, because Arcan, he's got to be within range. So never mind. He's only going to get 3 back here then.
Yeah, you think with Arcan being so far away, that's another reason why, maybe throw in those 10 Mortek or something up there. Yeah, go for that monster point turn 1. Keep your big pieces a little more central. I mean, he really didn't need to touch that objective at all either, right?
I was just going to say that there's no real way that he could have got over to the top right, like Grumdy. So, he would have got hold more already, and he would have, that might have been a better play. But those things are looking from the top down after, you know what I mean?
And with hindsight,
Oh, for sure. This is probably, But it's looking like a good spot kind of for both. The table looks pretty good state right now.
Yeah, it does look like, a couple people pointed out in chat, that we may have seen an error in the pile-in, pulling models away from Little Marathi that were closer to her. So it looks like, that's a thing that happens in games all the time. Unfortunately.
You got to be on top of that too. That's it's definitely the holy man. He's pulling a lot of snakes off
Oh.
here.
And it has resulted in 7 combat snakes being killed. Oh, we knew those Mortec. Again, we said it earlier. If he kept them nearby to go, get those attached into the combat snakes, they're not resilient. And we've seen 7 go down. It's 14 damage.
Yeah, that is unfortunate though, because that is a lot of attacks that probably shouldn't have been in there. But you got to be even as the opponent as well. You want to make sure you're on top of that when you're seeing them pile in. I know Jordan wouldn't be letting that shit happen if I was trying that, and vice versa.
Oh yeah, it happens. But I mean, and we all make mistakes too, right? Not that there's necessarily
sure.
any.
No, not like he's intending to do that. It's one of those things, right? You're just like piling in. And...
Yeah, easy to make mistakes. And even I remember when we started this edition, we were doing the pile-in rules wrong at first for a couple games. So that stuff happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Part of the game, you remind your opponent of rules if they're forgetting them. But guys, always do it respectfully, and assume the best of intent.
Yes. Unless it happens multiple times.
But here, I don't know which objective Michael chose for his battle tactic counter. I would assume the bottom left one. But it doesn't matter which one it was, because with that, he is not going to be storing his
we got the
tactic.
mortals. But yeah, I don't know. Did he do the mortals?
I'm not sure. It looks like we might have seen a couple or might have missed it, but
maybe he even just failed them. They're on 3-ups, so
yeah, there's only 3 dice at this point.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's going to be.
This is the roll off. Yeah, man, Mortec are pretty solid. OBR is a solid army.
Yep. Still got some strengths for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes now.
Yeah, so here you go. So Grumdy has won the priority.
Oh, nice. Obviously, that's what he wanted.
Yeah, so DoK are going to get the double. Yeah, but he's stuck in. He's in there with Mortec. The bow snake's got to do some work here now. Ooh, that's what you call it? Medusa looks like can be in range to move and burn those Mortec too.
Yeah, that would be helpful for sure. I think there's probably short range on her shooting, right?
Like it's either 8 or 12, which that's pretty. Man, that's in every model 5-up mortal. It's pretty good range.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, just like we were talking about, the worst thing ever. Grumdy wins a double. He takes first, so he only gets 2 CP. Catacross has taken one of those CP.
Well, we talked about that earlier. How the risk of that. Now, there's potential that he goes for heroic leadership to get an extra one, just to be able to do a little bit more with it. But yeah, 1 CP. You got to think you're spending it on the bow stakes, probably just shooting the hero face.
And it's even it's like you want to do best ever on Marathi too, but it's like, oh, the 4-up CP would be so tasty right now. But you fail it, then it's not worth it, right? What do you do here? I think you still shooting the hero phase with your only CP.
I think I would go that route. Just doubling the output of arguably your strongest unit.
I feel like you just always want to do that. But is he wholly within? It's 12. Yeah, he is.
It's 24.
2 objectives away. Just picture 2 objective rings from Little Marathi.
It could be close though. You're right.
It looks like it's I think it's in, but it looks very close.
24 inches. It's pretty far.
He's rolled 14 RDP for the second round, which is just way more than you need. But and he's taken broken ranks in the middle Mortec.
That big block that's in with Marathi.
I don't know. The Harvester's still alive. He is putting a lot on the big snake lady.
Oh. Yeah, it's like those bow snakes could double down into the Mortec, but at that point, it's like, what's better, just trying to put through into the Mortec inefficiently, or take the Harvester down first.
Yeah. I don't know if you give that turn away there, maybe.
Um, do you know where those Mortec guard were pulled from in the center block? Was it from
The
the
bottom
bottom?
left.
Yeah.
Yes.
A slight. I think that's a slight mistake from the OBR player. If he did roll for the Harvester, which I believe is just a 3-inch range, or maybe it's 6, but it's pretty small. If you are rolling those 4-ups for him, you do have to take models that are within that range. It's because it is models that are slain within range, not the unit. So you can,
Oh, yeah.
kill if take models from the center. You can put them back in other parts of the unit, but they do have to be within that range of his ability.
Yeah, so it's like the models that are by mystical terrain, or if you want to do the roll, you have to take the ones there.
Exactly. I
Makes
think
sense.
largely inconsequential here because they were all in combat with Marathi already. But just a little note for anyone new to OBR, either playing with or against it.
Yep. Yepper. Looks like he's measuring his blood shield, or maybe Blessing of Cain, or maybe Witch Brew. One of so many of the
Yeah.
different buffs.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's Black Horror of Olgu was unbound. He did go for the CP, but he failed the 4-up
Oh,
for the CP, which
that hurts.
I don't know. He has the Inspired Triumph, so maybe he's thinking that he can still use the +1 to wound there.
True.
And going for the CP, yeah, that's still a good shout because he's very CP hungry. And then the Withering was unbound as well, so he's +1. Arcane's +2 to unbind, so not crazy that all his shit's getting unbound. Medusa has cast Mystic Shield onto the bows.
Those snakes again.
Yeah.
Again, if we had seen that on the Combat Snakes turn 1, might have seen a few more of those snakes stick around because they would at least remain on 5-up saves rather than 6s.
Yeah, because he couldn't do all of defense as well. Yeah. Yepper. And then he's done Witch Brew onto the witches.
Nice.
So I think we're going to see some witches have a big charge here, which, yeah, they do some good damage, but against the Mortec, it's just nothing because there's no rend. It's going to have a 3-up rerollable save. It's just bonkers good.
Yep. Would have loved to see that Mind Razor go off.
Yeah, failed Mind Razor too. I guess, we didn't say, but
yeah, but that probably would have gone on Big Marathi.
yes, 100% it would have. Yeah. Well, he would have, because he's not going to put that on the 3 spear snakes.
No,
so
yeah, and even the witches too. I don't think they're a unit of 10s, not quite efficient enough.
-1, 2 damage. Yeah, no, because of the rerollable save. Unless the witches are going to go into the Harvester, but then you need to shoot the Harvester, and then because the combat he's still going to have the rerollable save. So it's rough either way. This the OBR player is in a good spot right now.
Yep. And so we see some damage coming in from Hero Phase shooting against the Harvester.
Yep. And he is not taking him down again.
Oh,
Jesus, what, 30 more dice? He did 3 mortal wounds. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
That is, oh my god, I feel bad for Grumpy just watching those dice.
Utilizing his last command point, the one and only for this turn.
Which, yeah, that's the right play, right? Like,
I
both
think
agree on
that
that
was
one.
the right play.
Yeah. I really like what Grumdy does with his movement sticks here. I usually use like a die or something, but it's so amazing. Yeah, just so much easier.
Yep, notice
than like put
different
your finger
sizes.
or like,
yep.
Yeah, but it just helps because you're against your opponent. Like, you're not moving an extra inch or
exactly.
like.
I am a huge. Oh, I can't tell you.
Drives me nuts.
I am a huge proponent of putting your measuring sticks on the tables.
Yeah.
A huge proponent. I can't tell you the amount of times where I have pretty good eye for ranges. I will give myself that. And when someone sees something differently than I do, I make sure always you got to put those measuring sticks on the table for the most accurate result, because you can't be perfect, right? When you're shakily holding a stick above two different models, a foot above the table, it's impossible to be accurate, right? So, and those little millimeters can make a big difference if it's a 9 to charge or a 10 to charge, right?
Absolutely, man.
So sticks on the table is the best way to play.
Yep.
And yeah, having this.
Look at that. Like, that's shouts to Grumby. That's huge, because you're not messing anything up. Like, that's perfectly where they can go.
Great precision. Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
Love it. Love to see it. That's how you play Warhammer.
That's right. And the looks like the Medusa has moved up to get, like, I forgot about that too. So that's going to be some damage too. He might be able to do a decent amount here. I wonder what he's going to shoot. Is he going to go for the Harvester? I feel like you need to take that down.
Yeah, you have to, right?
I think so, but
well, this is the thing, actually. I said it was inconsequential that he pulled those models from the wrong spot earlier. But if he had pulled them from the correct spot, there would not be, maybe 2-3 models in range of that ability and the next point.
Yeah, so it's kind of
where you could have actually just doubled down on the Mortec with all the hero phase and regular phase shooting, because he would have eventually, pretty quickly pulled himself out of that, that range of the Harvester. Again, I don't know if anyone in chat knows. I believe it's 3-inch range. Might be 6. It's one of the two.
Yeah, I'll look it up right now. I've already looked up a couple things. And the Medusa, it is 12 inches, so he's gonna get a 5 up to do mortals on. It looks like almost all 20. Like, that's one objective ring away. Yeah, so it looks like all 20 of them are within 12.
Yep.
So that's gonna burn quite a few of them.
So Olivier, thank you in the chat, saying it is 3 inches on the Harvester. Again, I don't know that if he had pulled those 2 Mortec that are furthest most to the right, I don't know that there's maybe any more, maybe 1 or 2 more would be getting that, the 4-up return.
Yeah, because it's model slam within 3. That's right.
So that is a mistake on the OBR side that unfortunately is biting Grumdy in the butt potentially, or it could here. It could have allowed him. Now he did shoot into the Harvester here, but could have allowed him to shoot into the Mortec to try and just double down on killing that unit.
Yep. And he's just putting everything in, which is the right play here. Just you don't want him to keep them in the back.
Nope.
Arcane doesn't do that much damage. You're going to get 1 CP, so you can possibly unleash hell.
Oh.
He doesn't really have much chaff to eat and unleash hell, so. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully the bow snakes do something, because Big Marathi's going to have to shoot the big blob.
Yep. Now, do you again shoot the bow snakes first so there's not recurring any guys there?
Yeah, I think you go full. If this Gothizzar Harvester has been the bane of your existence,
yeah,
I would just aggressively roll 30 dice at him from the bow snakes until he is dead. I don't know if that's overkill, but if you can do that, then you fully shoot the Medusa, burn as many of them as you can with that, and then charge in the witches and Marathi. That's, I think, your best shot at taking them down.
Yeah, and two. So we did see Marathi kill one more Mortec there in shooting. 2, we don't know, to be fair, if Hunter is rolling those 4-ups to return guys. He could be willfully pulling guys that aren't in range to keep coherency and whatnot. But just again, keep in mind that harvester rule if you're playing with or against OBR. That 3-inch range is quite restrictive, right?
Yeah, you need to get, especially if you're charging, you need to run that harvester. It's like the dwarf heroes and fire slayers, or there's so many examples of that. You need to run your hero right up there so that when you make your charge, you're still within your ranges.
100%. And
So
yeah,
Big Marathi, what, took down one, killed one. Yeah, killed one more tech.
a little disappointing, but I mean, she's D6 damage, right?
Yeah, very swingy.
So it could have been 2 or 3, and you never know. Make a ward save or 2. 4 up or 2.
Yep. Now imagine he's just going through what he's shooting, because they're chatting a lot right now. What's going to happen? Like where they're going with everything. What game is this? This is game 2.
This is round 2. Yep.
Round 2
from the Slambo GT down in Texas, held a week or 2 ago now. Weekend or 2 ago.
And this was these guys are both 1-0.
Yep. Both these players are undefeated through one game.
Undefeated through what?
Yeah. So see.
So he has decided to shoot the Mortec in combat with the spear snakes. So that was all that chatting. So now we're seeing the save rolls from that. But that was all that chatting about what
That's interesting. I mean, trying to secure that flank.
I guess if he can take enough of them down, then that's not gonna. He's gonna be able. Yeah.
It also now again we know how CP hungry Daughters of Cain already is in this round, but it could free them up for a rally on those combat stages. Start trying to replenish that unit. Allow it to be a little more relevant later in the game.
That cauldron can hit decently too, so he's going to charge that cauldron in if he doesn't do enough. See if he only kills like 2 or 3, then he'll charge the cauldron in, and all 3 of them activating. You would think, but man, you know how many times we've played Mortec. One single Mortec has survived, or like, they're so resilient.
Yeah.
I remember that's won me a game against Carl the one time. One single Mortec lived and literally was the reason I won the game by 1 point. They're very resilient.
But that, was it 4 dead here?
Yep. So that's not that many.
I think this is probably the worst performing bow snakes we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike. You gotta cut these girls and replace them, because they are not doing it tonight. 4 rounds of shooting, and probably
they've done like
12,
less than, 10
damage. You expect that in like one round of shooting, let alone 4.
Yeah.
Obviously,
they're painted so beautifully. They don't need to prove themselves anymore.
Yeah, so that's they are +1 to save right now from Kakarot, so 3 up to a 4 up. 4 ups, we know how swingy those can be though, right?
Oh, for sure. And it looks like he's just Hunter's getting some really good rolls here.
And those atrocious Games Workshop OBR dice.
Yeah, and the Medusa even shooting into the Mortec. And he's done 0 damage. So he's rolled all of his 4-ups from the Harvester, which I think it's on the bottom right. He was rolling, it was like 4 or 5 dice. So he rolled all of those 4-ups. Wow.
Yikes, that's not good. Again, he did choose that as his battle tactic. Kill that unit in the center.
Which is going to be very rough.
Yeah. Looking like a tall order at this point. But we looks like in charge phase we have seen the cauldron charging in. Oh, he may have. Okay, so this might be a little confusion. The broken ranks may have been on the Mortek on the left side, not the ones in combat with Big Marathi.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're just getting that from Josh. Yes, okay. So then it was the bottom left unit,
Yeah.
not the middle unit, which that makes a lot more sense than what he's is with his target priority here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a does make more sense. Especially with that unit was already, at half health rather than, full health. So I think that does make sense that would have been the one he chose.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's thinking it wasn't looking good, but if he can clear this bottom left unit, do some decent, kill the harvester, and do some damage to the Mortek, I don't know. There's still, yeah, block 10 block, Arcan, and Catacross, but bow snakes are bow snakes, and Marathi's not going down next turn.
I mean, bow snakes are usually bow snakes, but they haven't been tonight.
Not Grumby's bow snakes, normal bow
Yeah,
snakes.
but that's the thing, though. If Marathi's going to go down at the end of round 3, right?
Yeah.
At this point, it looks like. But like you said, if he can take the harvester down, the other unit of Mortek, Catacross can't do it all by himself, and he does have Arcan.
Yeah, he doesn't hit that hard either. You're right. Yeah.
No.
So he gets a nice old curse of years off. Oh, we got Fluge in the chat. Slambo!
Nice. Looks like we've seen a little stomp here coming out of the harvester, taking down 2 witches.
Oh, he stomped. Yep. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and Olivier makes a good point. 10 Mortek are not to be underestimated.
Nope.
That unit in
It's
the
a
back.
nice little counter charge that will rinse 8 witch elves.
And we saw probably about 10 Mortek, maybe as a little, 12, kill, 7 combat snakes on the bottom left objective. So
yeah, they were rerolling their hits though. But yeah, still. I guess 2s compared to 2s rerolling it's a bit better, but not that much.
right.
What do you go with here? What do you go with first here? You got to kill the harvester first, no?
I think so. You got to risk some of your combat snakes dying, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna suck, but
harvester.
That harvester's gonna kill your witches for sure.
Yeah, he's got Ren 2 on his attacks. He'll just chew right through them.
He's got what?
Ren 2, I believe, on his big hand attacks, whatever they are.
Oh, of the harvester. Yeah.
Yep. His big bludgeons or scythes, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
Does look like that's where we're starting off. So seeing the dice rolled now.
Mm-hmm. That is interesting.
All those 2s coming out because this is still the old book, and Grumby was re-rolling 1s because of Hagnar and the battle round.
Yes. Oh, yes. Nice. Look how many freaking attacks that is. Classic witches.
From 8 witches.
Ooh, that looks like a good wounding roll too.
Does lots of 5s and 6s
left.
there. See.
The harvester, yeah, okay, we will see. We don't know exactly how many wounds the harvester has.
It's going to be only like 1 or 2 left, I believe.
Yeah, can't have many.
It's dropped more than it should.
I think everybody just wants to see that hand with the tattooed wrist grab that harvester and take it off the table. Sorry, Big Ron, but that guy has got to be gone.
What up, Mark? Shorty in the chat. This is the big moment. Oh, it's the other hand, but we see that harvester lifted up off the table.
Finally, that is the most resilient harvester, I think, of all time.
Yeah. And yeah, where do you go? I think we were to see Probably those Mortet in the bottom left, you know, trying to kill off more of those combat snakes, but so don't want to risk not getting your 3 damage on Marathi, right?
Yeah, but Marathi with the 4 up, I guess if he rolls decent and uses his Triumph with Heartrender, he could kill. Yeah, everyone he kills is 1 less attack, but I still feel like he's going to be able to do the 3
I would
with even
expect
like
so. Yep.
with like 10 of them. He's still.
Agreed.
Mark makes a very good point. That wasn't Carl attacking the Harvester. That's why it's dead.
Yep. No, I guess Mike did leave it on 1 wound previously.
Yeah, he did, Carl. How long is that going to be a thing? Do you think we're just going to say that forever?
That's never going away. I think if no one else, because Cass loves it so much, she mentions it more in recaps than anyone else.
Yeah, it was actually it was hilarious at first when Cass is like, "I'm sorry, Carl, I love you still, but
yeah. Now there's no remorse.
No, like, no, don't say that. He's fine."
Yeah. And obviously, everyone in the chat always loves it too. Those are the fun inside jokes, right? We all love Carl.
Yep.
But
good old Barl.
That's what happens when you have a reputation for leaving stuff 1 wound alive. It was like 3 games in a row too on the channel.
Yeah, he did it a lot. Like it wasn't just a couple times. And like things like that, he said, left my Mortec block on 1 guy, survived, and then that won the game. It's like just so many things like that. So it looks like he is going fully into these spear snakes.
Yep, I think that makes sense.
Yep. Ooh, looks like what, 9 through? Not good, not good.
More than he wants to see. Yeah. Wonder, what do you think? Do you think it was worth leaving those combat snakes in?
Instead of retreating them?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess he could retreat it and then still charged in the cauldron. And I don't think Marathi's going to be within 3 now either. So she won't be able to pile in because she didn't charge this turn.
Looks like she might be, but it's again hard to tell from up top.
Well, he's left. Didn't kill him. Didn't kill them all.
1 combat snake left.
Yeah. Wow. So this is going to be interesting to see. The cauldron actually does do some good damage. So he might be able to finish them off. He's already piled in, so if little Marathi is within 3, then he'll get to attack with her no matter what.
It's always hard to tell from the top down because of the lens distortion.
Yeah.
But you look at that, there's that gauge sitting on the table, on the kind of center bottom right, and looks longer than the gap between Marathi and the Mortec.
Yeah, you're right. Either way, you got to go with big Marathi here.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, might as well. The order of activations. Those Mortec haven't fought yet, so reduce their output. Even though it's probably going to result in Marathi taking 3 damage no matter what.
Yeah, she's the whiff queen.
Oh.
It's one of those models that you need to be on 2s and 2s. Has he used his Triumph?
I'm not sure.
Maybe he's saving for a big bow snake shooting. Oh, I guess maybe he could have done that earlier when I took that Harvester down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Grundy's still in the chat or he's pumping iron, but...
Uh-huh. Well, here, see a lot of rolling from Marathi. Like 1 dice must be her tail.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see much rolling on the other end.
Ooh.
So he's taken. So there's 5 Mortec there. So he's got to kill. I guess the Brew isn't on the Spear Snakes, but only 2 have died. So he's got 3 on there. Depending on if Little Marathi's in, he's got to kill a couple of those Mortek, which he should, but you never know with Shield Wall.
Sounds like Grumdy's in the chat chiming in that he used the Inspired Triumph the previous round with Marathi.
Okay. I did make a comment about that. That's why he didn't do Best Day, because maybe he was thinking about doing the Inspired Triumph. So that would make sense. But again, still against Shield Wall, and Marathi still seems to always be so swingy for some reason.
Yeah.
So is he just rolling a bunch of dice probably at Marathi until he does the 3?
That's all he has left to activate with, so assume so.
Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. So we're going to be going after this into that bottom left point is going to be very important. But he's not going to hold more here, or 2. He's just going to hold 1.
Yep.
Because there's nothing he can do about the middle.
A 0 turn of scoring in round 1. Definitely putting him behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, big time. And going into OBR turn next. Now, Marathi being in combat actually isn't the worst, because she's going to go down, but, well, not here, but at least those Mortek aren't free to kill other things. But then again, he has the 10 there. So, his bow snakes are decently safe, but yeah.
But you think he's probably going to be losing a lot of other stuff.
He is, and then turn 3, he's not going to have the bow snakes in the cauldron pretty much.
And we obviously know here, those bow snakes aren't going to be able to do it on their own.
No.
Even if they're performing as they should be, which they haven't been tonight. But
no, even if they get a little inspired and just start to actually do something.
Yeah, hopefully for Michael's sake, they do start picking up their game.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Well, he was within 3.
All right, yep. So that's Little Marathi getting in on the action, and the Cauldron still gets to activate. Needs to activate too. I mean, even that combat snake. Hopefully, he can take it out, get that battle tactic. I mean, is the Cauldron a monster actually?
No.
No. Okay, makes sense seeing though it's construct of sorts. So no monster point, unfortunately.
No, but like I said, the Cauldron can do some decent damage. It's got I think 4 attacks, like 3s and 3s, -2, 3 damage, which that should alone kill it. Yeah. He has no CP, so that's the hard part. You can't actually just give all attack or anything, but it has 3 and then 2 other profiles as well with a damage and D3 or some other. Yeah, it should definitely be able to finish them, but who knows?
Good.
No, very good point, Tim. Very good point by Tim. You can never tell what's a monster just by looking.
Some things are that shouldn't be. Some things aren't that. How it goes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some right now, and I'm blanking. I know they're Screaming Bell, but that's not the same. That's same as a Cauldron. That's not a monster.
I mean, sharks used to be monsters, are no longer monsters.
Yeah, they shouldn't be monsters.
Oh, I would agree. Under the current rule set, no, definitely not. But in the when they were in the older rules.
Beekman, pour one out for the black coach again. Yeah. Behemoth, but never a monster.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. That's all, it tracks with the other things, like talking the Cauldron and the Plague Furnace or whatever for Skaven. They're big things, so Behemoth makes sense, but
yeah,
it's not one large creature or anything like Marathi or I guess Arcan is 2 creatures, but he's riding a big creature.
Yeah, who remembers the glory days of AOS 2 when running a Cauldron and a Screaming Bell, and they both had Lookout Sir because they weren't a monster, and because Skaven heroes get Lookout Sir in combat, both your fucking Screaming Bell and that both got -1 to hit in combat as well. It was
Pure
greatness.
filth.
It was amazing. But now they have correctly changed that to having 10 or more wounds takes you away from getting that.
Drycha hates that, being exactly at 10 wounds.
Yeah, there's a lot of heroes like that, are 9 or 10, and it's like, yeah, you want to be 9.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 wound for the difference of being able to, benefit from all those things.
Lookouts are cover, going into a garrison. So many things.
Then there's my poor little Achillean King with 7 wounds.
Yeah.
The same as some foot heroes.
I know. So was it you when we were playing our game yesterday or the day before? We were like, oh yeah, this little foot hero. Yeah, he's got 6 wounds. You're like, yeah, 1 less than an Achillean King.
Yeah. It was the Gladiatrix.
That's right. Yeah. This little skinny bitch has got 1 less wound than an Achillean King.
Yeah, on a deep mare.
Oh, it's great.
Hey, what Warhammer's all about is being salty about our own armies.
Yep, that is fair.
But
Chaos Warshrine, great example. Yes, I agree. 2 giant things carrying it. Like 2 giant monster-like things. Should be a monster.
March, I am definitely ready to see some more Sylvaneth at events. Excited to be playing them. I mean, maybe I would bring them into events for fun. But I actually just built up the that archer unit, and I'm working on converting up kit bashing my Lady of Vines as well. So I am excited. I do love Sylvaneth, so I'm excited. Hopefully we see some more people playing them. But
have you put that up yet? I know you put it in our group chat. But have you put it up on Twitter or in the Discord?
I have not yet. No.
You want to get a little further, and it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'll probably once I'm a piece or 2 away from finishing the kit bash, so I'll probably post it up either later tonight or tomorrow. Try to throw so I've built the Lady of Vines right now. Done a little bit of tweaking to the pose and some modifications, but one thing I'm undecided on is what head I want to use.
Yeah, you're a big head guy.
I love heads.
Sounds kind of creepy, but
Oh. All right, so man, we're seeing lots of stuff. So lots of fighting still, just circling around those Mortek in the bottom left.
Yeah, this has been a long ass combat phase.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just seeing Warp Spider in the chat saying he's playing a tournament in July with Sylvaneth. I want to play with like the Lady of Vines and some other things, but I don't even want to touch them until the new book comes out. I like when there's a book pending like that, it just like I have no desire to play that army until it's out. I would love to show off the new Strolls, but I mean, especially for battle reports, by the time we played, filmed, and edited a game, that new book is going to be out anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. You're excited for the tree elves.
Hopefully.
Until they're shit.
Yeah. I'll be excited for a while. Yeah. But it looks like only 1 damage from the Blood Sister down in combat. The Cauldron didn't do much of, if anything, in combat. And the Daughters of Cain are failing broken ranks.
Wow. That is unbelievable. The Cauldron didn't take them out. He even used all attack and was hitting on 2s in the Cauldron.
So, not getting the damage he needed here. So,
oh my gosh, I was just saying, like, just insane that can happen. That's, oh my god. The rerollable, the shield wall, just crazy.
So he will score 1 point for holding 1 objective and 1 point for the monster kill. It is 2 points for the round.
Ryan B. Is that Ryan from the tough Crowdian nature? His profile pic is bread. So what up, Ryan? Yeah, that's rough. That is a rough go.
Yeah, really painful here right now for Grumdy and his daughter Zatane. We'll be going into OBR turn in a moment.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're having it. Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say we're just getting word that they're having a quick a potty break.
Okay. Not a bathroom, not a washroom, but a potty.
But a potty.
That's great table bossing from our man Josh, relaying all the info to us.
Yeah, we didn't even give shouts to our man Josh.
Oh, always gotta give shouts to Josh. The third man in this trifecta, bringing this stream to you tonight. So big shouts to Josh and making this stuff possible. Takes a team, takes a lot of effort on a lot of people's behalf. So thank you to everyone. You know, it was a long way.
Yes, sir. Yes, Warp Spider, the Harvester is definitely a monster. So that's where he got 1 point for killing the monster, and then 1 point from just holding the bottom left objective.
Yep.
Arcane warming up that cursey ears. Yeah, baby. What's that? I think it's 18 inches.
Sounds about right. Potentially 24 with his command ability.
I did a real nice cursey ears on Jordan a month ago. Felt great.
Not from my side.
What did I do? It was like 14 or 16 mortals, I think.
14 mortal wounds to my
Wardens.
yeah.
It's always fun when you can get like 2 or 3 6s and then you hit like 2 5s. It's so good. I know Carl had a really good one he said at BAO. But then again, it does nothing for a majority of the rest of the time.
Exactly.
So
hit or miss for sure. But when it hits, it can hit hard.
then it's 3 points. What do you mean? Where's he getting the 3rd point from?
Pardon me?
Oh, just Warp Spider said then it's 3 points. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Only not hold 1 here, not hold more or hold 2.
Yeah.
So 2 points after 2 rounds. That, I mean, everything it feels like has gone against Mike and the Daughters of Cain tonight. Like, in terms of like, you know, looking at average damages and whatnot, not finishing off those Mortek, taking 4 rounds or 3 rounds of shooting and surviving from the bow states that's unheard of. So that is a painful one. I mean, that happens in games, right? Like it's really painful when you're on the receiving end and when things aren't going your way.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be, after this turn is going to be a real telltale, and then once they roll that turn 3 prio is
a prio win for OBR could be devastating here.
Yeah. My Arcan has been warming it up for a year now.
That's what it feels like. I don't think he's ever popped off for me. I've played him a few times or several times, but
yeah, when it does though.
Oh.
So what's the plan here? What's happening? So he's back. He's generated 14 RDP again, just a ton. Oh my god, he took his CP again from Catacross. Just that hurts. And OBR is taking Monstrous Takeover on the objective where Arcan is, so I guess he's not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
I guess at this point, he's just gonna get a lot more points just scoring a battle tactic in general.
Yep.
Cool.
And
so
he's not pressured, right?
No.
You know, throws those other Mortek and Catacross into the center of the table. and it's gonna be hard for Mike to take that center point. Especially, you think what Marathi's got to have taken. She's taken 7 wounds now, so she'll take 3 here, and be at 10, and then she's in combat at the end. You know, she's probably going down. Well, what is that? Top of 3 then, depending on priority.
Well, if she's still in combat, then yeah, pretty much no matter what, top 3, unless he wins and retreats her.
Yeah. Or manages to like finish off the unit he's in combat with or something. You know, you never know. Dumping a bunch of the bow snakes in as well, and help free her up and let her chew her own way out. But that's the thing with Marathi. She's a strong piece, but as long as you start that timer early, he's going to go down.
Yeah. So he's cast protection on Arcan. So protection of Nagash, and then he has spent an RDP for -1 to hit on Big Marathi. He doesn't spend an RDP for that though. So he's just made -1 to hit on Big Marathi. He cast Curse of Years on Marathi, I guess, to do the 3 wounds.
Ooh.
So interesting. He got the 6s off. And just went for Marathi. So what are we thinking? He's going to try to... You can't retreat them. Those witches are in the way.
Yeah.
I wonder. But he also, as you see in the bottom left, has returned 10 Mortec. How is he doing that? It's 24.
Arcan's is a little... One of them is bigger. They're not all the same size.
Let's see. Arcan. The black. He. Yeah, wholly within 24. So maybe are they with wholly within 24? That looks a little far, but
yeah, hard to tell from this with obviously without being at the table and measuring. It is tough to tell. But even still, that's 3 would be 3 for Arcan, 3 from Catacross.
Yeah, I have no idea, unless someone in the chat might know, but
yeah,
because the Bone Shaper as well is like
definitely not in range.
No,
I'm pretty sure his is real short.
Yeah, I don't know how that's happening, but if someone in the chat knows, yeah, let us know.
Yeah, so
what else?
The Bone Shapers, it does heal 3 wounds, but it's within 6 inches for his. Obviously not within 6 inches of that far left unit, so yeah. And another great point, so not sure what's going on there. Another great point from Warp Spider is that when you are returning models to a unit, they all have to be within 1 inch of that unit they're returning to. So
yeah, so he would only actually be able to do like
hit a few of them
or 5.
Yeah, maybe some others between like the Cauldron and the other units, but
I don't know.
Don't know indeed.
Mystic Shield from the Bone Shaper cast into the Mortec fighting Big Marathi. So that's always solid on them. Yep. There's a ton of them there.
Mystic Shield there, yeah, with she obviously does have Big Rend, but when you can stack those saves against her and you're re-rolling, see it already, the Marathi can be shut down.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, what's gonna happen here? He's gonna, I guess, just get into the middle.
Yeah, I think he's just continuing to tie stuff up and chew things down. But holding that right objective with Arcan pretty much uncontested at the moment. Maybe those bow stakes could push it to take it for Grumdy or for Michael. But just shove a bunch of stuff into the middle and hold on.
Yeah. Yep. So what's he cast now? Soul Guide cast on the Mortek fighting the Cauldron. So that's the reroll ones to hit.
Correct.
And cast again onto the Mortek fighting the Cauldron. And looks like he's all done. Yeah, so he's cast that. Cast Soul Guide again. Because I think if you cast it successfully, you can cast it again.
Yep, totally. And good shout, Weird Knobs in the chat. Obviously, one of the great teams down in Texas. Just mentioning that apparently Hunter is a newer player. So obviously, understanding of that and mistakes happen and whatnot. So.
Oh, for sure. And if it's small things like that stuff happens all the time. And that's one of the reasons too. Like if you don't know the other army, it's sometimes those things come up and you'd never catch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, in no way are we saying anything about that. It's just if he's a newer player, then for sure, this is types of like things where you kind of learn as well, right? Like you can see from. So
yeah, and lots of stuff going on in OBR too. With we even looked at Catacross and Archaean. They have, I hate this when they have the same ability, but at different ranges. That stuff's so annoying. Stop doing it, Games Workshop. Make all the Sylvaneth tree summons the same range.
Yeah. Yeah, it is way nicer when things are
consistent, similar. Right?
Yes, for sure.
Seeing those 10 Mortek charge into the witches, again, kind of what we expected here. And a great point that Catacross alone, we talked about his profile earlier. Man, his profile is just a mess, right? They have to simplify. Again, it's such an easy change. Have 10 attacks or whatever it is for all the companions, and it brackets down just the number of attacks as the companions die off. Super simple change. Would love to see something like that.
He's got just too many things going on. Even just abilities, like he does so much. I guess for how many points he is, he's like your cool Mortark, like your general, so it makes sense. But yeah, he's got a lot going on with his War Scroll.
Yep. For sure. And you've ran Catacross a couple times. Ridge, what do you think about him? Like, what's your feelings overall on him?
I think he's great. I think just for everything that he does, I don't know. I really love that the plus, especially if you're Mortis Praetorian, he's an auto take. But even if you're in Petrifex, I think the just the +1 to hit for everything, as well as getting the you don't get the +1 to save for the ability, but you lessen Ren by 1 in Petrifex. So
that's
effectively evens out. Yeah, and look in this type of situation, it was huge. Stealing CP from an army that just is already very CP hungry.
Yeah.
Like crazy good.
Pretty critical.
Yeah, he can do some insane damage as well if he's down to less than 7 or whatever it is. He can really do some damage. If not, he still does a bit of damage, but not as much. So yeah, I don't know. What is he, like 540 points or something?
Yeah, he's expensive. He's one of those pieces I'm so torn on, right? I mean, that's when you know something's pointed effectively. It's like when you're questioning, it's like, okay, he's really good, but is he worth that much? That's like when you know he's in the sweet spot, right? Of we're also you don't see him in every OBR army, but you see him pretty regularly. So that's like a great example of a unit that is pointed very effectively. Gotta give credit where it's due.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, you're right. If it is like he's pointed right, because if he was cheaper, then you'd be like, okay, yeah, we'd definitely take him all the time.
Yeah.
But if he was more, then it's like, is he worth it? I don't know.
That's the thing, and that's the question, right?
But nothing else gives you that +1 to hit, and OBR can't get it from a command ability. So it's like, I think that utility alone that they're unable to get in other ways is huge.
Okay.
Or the Yeah.
The thing is, though, like the efficiency, it depends. If your whole army, which it can utilize that buff because of the range of it. If your whole army is benefiting out every turn all the time, it's definitely effective. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the like what you could take 30 Mortek instead of Archaon, sorry, instead of Catacross, and you gotta think those 30 Mortek are probably adding as much efficiency to your army as his buff is, with being a ton more bodies. You know,
Yeah, that is
a
a
lot of
very good point.
resiliency.
Yep. Just spam the good war scroll.
Yeah, we know that is yeah, no shock with OBR. Mortek aren't bad.
Yeah, they're one of the best battle line units for sure.
Yeah, Tim in the chat giving a shout out to the Stalkers in slice and dice mode with bludgeon. Haven't ran the Stalkers yet because one of those units, right, that aren't, you know, kind of on the bad side of efficiency points wise or war scroll wise, that I haven't pulled them out. I do love the Morghast just because those incredible models. But I gotta get some Stalkers. We gotta get some Stalkers on the table sometime.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we haven't got any, but
I think
yeah.
we have 3 built up. I think they might be in the defensive mode, like defensive loadout. But back when
Yeah, the
Alex
gas
was,
protection.
yeah, exactly, in Arcan, but
Not like we completely abide by WYSIWYG anyways, so I don't think it really matters.
oh no, for sure. Yeah, just saying. We do have 3 somewhere down on the list uh, to be painted, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a long list.
It's a very long list, yeah, and just so many other things to do.
Yeah, but
Very.
lots to be painted. I am excited now. If you are in our premium membership or follow on and in the Discord, or you follow Season of War on any social media, you may have seen that we do have a Soulblight Gravelords army in the works, being painted up, not by us, but by Art W Studio, a commission painting team that we are very excited to be working with. And I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am to not have to, you know, not that I'm still obviously doing lots of painting, but I can't, do not have it in me to paint another army anytime soon. And I'm excited to get a beautifully painted OBR army from these guys.
Yeah, it looks Soulblight Gravelords, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We already got
So
OBR.
so many sweet models. The army is so fun to play. I thought about like buying some, but you just had an entire army already, so it's
Yeah.
just like I'll just play it when we get it at the studio or like at your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah. We got 20 Blood Knights coming, bunch of other stuff. Not the full range yet. We'll probably expand it in the future, but definitely excited get that army down here.
Yeah,
9 months.
it's gonna be fun because we got some buddies that play them, but it's not always the easiest to get everyone in. So it'll be nice to have actually own them, play some different builds. I picked up a Start Collecting from Motor City when I was there because I don't know, there wasn't many other ones I wanted, so got some more Graveguard and fun stuff.
Well, they're great. Graveguard can definitely slap when given the chance.
Yeah, they hit hard. Oh, we got some spam in the chat, Jordan.
I took care of it. Should be gone.
Maybe at a subject, but what am I hoping for the new Skaven Battle Tome? Oh boy. I hope they have some way to deal with bravery issues. We've already seen the bell, and it doesn't have the Holy
Battleshock
Within
community.
13 Battleshock
Wow.
community. Yeah,
Really?
so and then it's like the Warp Seer has the within 26 Holy Within 26 negates it everywhere, which is amazing, but who knows if that's going to stay. If that does, he's almost an auto include because yeah, they're so low bravery, they'll just die. So yeah, I don't know. I want to hopefully they have some way to deal with that. I'm hoping the Vermin Lords are cool. The Ashen stuff is probably not going to be great, but I don't think there's going to be many sculpts like they gave the Assassin. So that's already kind of lost, but just hopefully it's still fun. The scryer stuff's fun, and they keep the mechanics of being random, but still kind of competitive. But that's kind of my Cole's notes view. I love that you can use different units. So I want to be able to use like molder units with scryer units, and you know what I mean, still be able to, you don't have to just go one way. But if you do, like I want them to still be somewhat viable, which they kind of are, but just as we saw or as we see, nothing's really that good outside of 9 Storm Fiends and a certain New York Italian
Yeah.
that is just crushing the scene with them.
Yeah, so we are in combat phase here. Obviously, lots of dice to roll on both sides. What is it? I haven't seen a lot of combat. You know, the Witch Elves went down to the Mortek. The Cauldron and Avatar killed 3 Mortek. And those Mortek, it looks like, are just now fighting into the various units that are down there. Yeah, so just the minutia of dice being rolled, damage being taken.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be, once this is done, then it's going to be a big turn 3 roll off.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what, like there's too many Mortek. Like he's just got so many Mortek. The bow snakes can do some work, but I don't know. And he's already up. What's the score right now?
5-2 right now. So it'll,
okay.
With battle tactic, he'll be up 10-2 at the end of this round.
Yeah, so not crazy, but
hard to come back from that. Make up 8 points unless you can table your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joel.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
Joel in the chat asking if we are planning on getting a Fire Slayer army for regular bat reps. Well, like it wasn't on our radar super in any significant way because Zach does own a Fire Slayer's army, but I think his army is no longer kind of really efficient for the new Battle Tome and new edition. So he hasn't really been playing them, and I don't think is too keen on expanding them right now. So maybe Fire Slayers are something we'll look at in the future, but
we should, because that's a lie. I don't know what he's telling you, because Vag just went 4-1 with a very similar list to what models he has.
Oh, nice.
But same, like 3 units of 10 Hearthguard Berserkers, 3 units of 5 Auric Hearthguard, and then 6 different heroes. So that's like the Greyfeared builds that you see. Like that's a viable build. But the Magma Dross too. It's just I don't think Zach has any Magma Dross. So for us to be able to like just spit out 6 Magma Dross would be cool. But
yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like I'm always on the lookout for like nicely painted used armies. So
yeah, but no one also painting. Who wants to paint a bunch of naked babies?
Yeah.
Naked baby dwarves, like I don't know, they don't seem the funnest to paint either, but I think they're cool. The mechanics of them are cool. I really wish that they got more models. Like I wish that they expanded and gave them some type of cavalry unit and like some cool stuff. Yeah,
sounds like awesome. Joel also went 4-1 with 4 Magma Dross at the same event on the weekends. That's awesome. So there were 2 4-1s actually, I guess.
Nice.
Very solid. So,
and I know Richie from Just Play. I don't know if anyone watches them over in England. I know he's been hot on the Fire Slayers, and he's for a long time, and I think he's put up some good. He might have even 5-0'd, I think, actually.
Oh wow!
But in the competitive scene over there, right?
Yeah.
So they're definitely good. Like they're there. It's one of those armies. Like people, if you have them, if that was an army you collected, then that's kind of it. But a lot of people don't love the aesthetic of them, to be honest, and I'm one of them. I like the Magma Dross, but
yeah, I would agree. I think the models look cool. There just aren't enough different units or different, visually different units. Yeah, in the book, right? You're saying like all the dwarf on foot units look very similar. All the heroes look very similar. So it's just not. It's a cool looking range. It's just too small range, in my opinion.
Yeah,
aesthetically at least.
Yeah, although that that new hero that's just an absolute shit brick house that just messes shit up is super cool. I don't even know what he's called, the Berserker or something crazy.
Is that the one that the 4-up rally?
No, the one that I think he like picks a target at the beginning and then he just messes that target up. I don't know. Joel will probably know who I'm talking about, but yeah.
Clearly not dwarf players here.
Not at all. Oh well,
you will be soon.
Yeah, and I have played some games with cities. Like, yeah, it's different with Iron Drakes, but more dwarves that you see in the meta a lot, or KO. You see a lot of that stuff too. But Slap Daddy on Murder Draws.
It would be great to get some Fire Slayers on the channel soon. We haven't. I think we've had maybe one game in the new edition with them. Back with the old Jeepkin.
Let's say this next event, if we for prize table, if anything's on there, we'll grab some Magmatroths.
We'll work towards building out some Slayers.
I love when the events do that. I hope more events do that instead of just getting like Kragnos or getting like something. It's like, here, you get to pick out of these. I love that so much. It's like, oh, you win Best Destruction. Here's another start collecting Iron Jaws to go with your 7 that you already have.
Yep, it's true. That's a great reason. Like, we have a lot of stores that run events around here, and they'll do store credit for prize support, which is the absolute best, right? Then you just pick whatever you want.
Yeah, I do love store credit. That is dope. Oh, actually, I have store credit for Summer in Montreal.
Oh, so do I. From Grant Lash. I tried to use it online and it didn't work, so I have to email them. Thanks for the reminder.
Sweet. Can you also tell them that I email for me?
Sure.
Shall we pool together and get a slap thing on Murder Droth?
Slap Daddy on Murder Droth? We'll name it Joel.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, we are into priority though. Daughters of Cain has won the role, so we are going to be going into Daughters of Cain round 3. Now, I feel like we've got off to the deep end quite heavily, but I don't think we really missed too much. Marathi took her 3 wounds. The OBR scored, what was it, 5 points. So, yeah. We up 10-2.
And he's going to obviously just burn the bottom left here, I imagine.
Yeah, you would think so.
Or do you burn the middle? The bow snakes could actually get to the top right, and he has no way to get there.
Well, I think you...
Yeah, you don't burn the middle. You stay, because he's got very, very strong presence in the middle.
Yeah, I think if you're OBR, you burn the bottom left.
Yeah, yep.
Like, you almost want to leave the top right to force him to try and go over there. Spread out, because those bow snakes are, the most bodies that Michael has at this point, and they can't cap both objectives, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan is asking in chat. I'm not sure. We're not sure if they have burned any objectives. No notes yet from the table boss, so it doesn't sound like anything has happened at this point. And Marathi has now used her finest hour. Makes sense. This is, she's only got 2 wounds left at this point, right?
Yeah, and she's actually... Oh, because now she brackets earlier, because that's another change that they have with the new DoK book, eh? She doesn't bracket till 7 wounds now.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very solid. In line with the other changes to monster profiles that we've seen over the past few months, even in like the Broken Realms books at the end of the edition.
Yeah, so, I guess.
Yeah, you're just salty because of all your stupid Seraphon dinos bracketing on 3 wounds.
I don't even care about that.
But
I'm off the dinos, man.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. I'm
Uh,
excited to see the GHB and them to go up in points. And then, yeah, people stop freaking out.
yeah, but then you just shift to a different Seraphon build, which is going to be equally strong, as has happened over the past year.
Or just stay with what I love playing Fangs anyways.
Still very good. And again, so in OBR, or sorry, Daughters of Cain, turn 3. I don't know if you mentioned it, Rage, but Catacross did steal a CP.
Ooh.
So
again.
Yeah, down to 1 again for Daughters of Cain, and because Mike went for finest hour, he will not have a chance at an extra 1, but the finest hour is guaranteed benefit.
He's picking out 6s right now, and I already see 6 of them outside of the box.
Yep.
So that's already better than the rest of his cumulative shots from everything.
Yeah, sounds like. What do you think he's going to shoot here? What's the biggest threat now?
I don't know. Either the Cauldron or Arcan. If he can somehow take the Cauldron, if he could take the Cauldron out, then
why is he going to take out his own Cauldron?
Oh, what the fuck? Oh yeah, what am I talking about? This so yeah. Yeah, then he's shooting Arcan because the Mortec don't matter. The middle Mortec and the other one.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe those bottom left Mortec to free up the Cauldron and Little Marathi would be an option as well.
Yeah, I guess yeah, and then his Cauldron stays safe. Yeah, you're right.
And they could then push towards the center objective.
Well.
Yeah, it looks like he shot at Arcan.
Looks like he went for Arcan.
Yeah. But
nope,
okay.
He has protection.
Yeah, protection from Nagash. So he did go for Arcan.
God, I wonder if he forgot about that. That's oh man, I remember Manfred doing that to me, and I was like, turn whatever, like late in the game, like, oh yeah, I forgot he does that. Fuck.
Oh. So that's a 3 damage only on Arcan. What is going on? Yeah, you think he had 6 mortal wounds alone, so
plus everything else going into
no other damage went through, and then he's got only a 6 up ward save. Oh no, it is 5 ups, right, for protection of the dash.
Yep,
that's true.
5 ups.
So 5 ups definitely are swingier.
Yeah, I think he must have forgot that he had that on. And the OBR player, you're not going to say anything when they're like, I'm going to shoot Arcan. I'm like, okay.
Well, I do want to say a big thank you to Michael Sabetti for throwing us a super chat. Super appreciate the support for the channel, Mike. And he's in here. Rich, he's trying to turn you against your Seraphon, or at least get you to div up on them.
Yeah, because he's taking them over.
Oh, that's right. I remember he did play them.
He does. What's up, Sabetti? He's playing. Are you playing Thunder Lizards? I think he was playing a pretty somewhat
traditional
engine, and yeah, all the good shit. I'm kind of scared to play against him now. Are you going to be at X Planet, Sabetti, on the 18th? Because I'm on the wait list. So if I show up, oh yeah, and you're playing Thunder Lizards, perfect. I'm playing a bunch of multi-damage Archaon, so can't wait to just go into that.
Well, I'm playing Mike on Wednesday, actually, over at X Planet OS night. I'm going to do some Elves on Elves and Incarnate on Incarnate action.
Nice. Yeah, he plays Lumina too.
Yep.
Dope.
So, be some fun action. First time and the Incarnate to the test. Unless the what is it? Unless Ideath Deepkin win the vote for tomorrow's match, because then play the Ideath Deepkin with the Incarnate against Carl.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I think they're down too much already.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about it has swayed the views.
Happy to play Lumineth as well. Hey, maybe I'll throw an Incarnate into Lumineth. That's an option.
Let me give a live update here.
Nope. It's only gotten worse.
Oh, did you check?
Yeah. 45 to 40 now.
Ouch. Yeah. playing Lumineth, buddy.
Sounds
It's been
good.
a while actually for you.
I played them recently against Night Haunt with Alex, but
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
definitely gonna try and take a more traditional, more competitive build.
Yep.
See how it goes.
So what's happened here? The RK
Snakes.
teleported. He's cast Black Horror of Volgu, dealing 5 mortal wounds to the Mortec, fighting the Cauldron. So that's sweet.
That's big.
Little Marathi cast Withering, but it's unbound. Mind Razor, he failed. Put Witch Brew onto Big Marathi. He put the Blessing of Cain onto Big Marathi. And the Bow Snakes moved over to take the top right objective. The Medusa moved onto the objective and is going to hopefully burninate those Mortec now.
Hopefully, she failed last time, so.
Yeah, and that's where we are.
Yep. So, hopefully some extra story here. I mean, it doesn't... I don't think we saw any objective get burned. So
no.
maybe Hunter wants to keep the Michael and the Daughters of Cain spread out, which isn't a bad strategy either, right?
Or he is a bit newer, like we were saying earlier, with other like rules and stuff. He might have honestly just forgot. That's like I forgot before.
I have as well. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all forget stuff like that.
So yeah, it's gonna be what I think we. What did we do for Battle Tactic here? Aggressive expansion. Yeah.
So he's taking the middle and the top right?
You'd think the top right and the bottom left at this point.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Arcan teleported and not close, but he is not on it.
Yeah, so don't retreat and let him redeploy.
Yeah.
I'm going to telepathically tell you back in time. But he's not going to. He's just going to finish those last couple off.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't, Marathi will be able to pile on and he will have 5 on there. Unless he kills the single snake, in which case he'll have 4. Which you would think is still enough, but God, the way he's rolling and with these Mortec, who knows?
Yeah.
Did he use his CP to Hero Face shoot, right? Is that was his only CP?
Correct. Yep.
Oh, man.
The other one got stolen again. My Big Daddy Cadcross.
Yeah, he's hot on the 4-ups. That's so nice. I will say, I do love his tat on his right arm. It looks so sick. Like the sleeve.
Yeah, it looks like so we are in shooting. The Bow Snake's shooting right now.
Was there just one dead?
Pardon me?
He's got. Are there 14 Bow Snakes left? Just one's dead? I think it was just one dead.
I think so.
Okay, here you go. There's some more 6s. Now he's heating up. Oh, this is the burninate from the Medusa. Looks like 5, 6, 7, 8. That's more like it.
So, I might be wrong, but it looks like I think the notes we're getting are that the Bow Snakes that shot the Mortec killed only 1. Now they do have +2 to save right now because of Mystic Shield, so they're on a 3-up. And with that, the 6-up ward save afterwards. So
if you don't roll 6s,
yeah. Poor Grumdy, Mike. Your Bow Snakes have not been doing carrying their weight in terms of what you'd expect for out of them.
Looks like he's pulling 7. So the Medusa stared her way into killing 7 Mortec. That's been the most efficient unit he's had all game.
7 times more damage than the Bow Snakes. 15 Bow Snakes.
I got jinxed by the camera.
Yeah, apparently. Oh.
You should just put a bunch of little modeled black hats backwards on your Bow Snakes, and then they would shoot the best.
And looks like the Avatar from the Cauldron has shot and dealt 1 damage. to the just those Mortek in combat. Joel's asking about Marathi. She's taken.
She's already taken her wounds from Curse of Years.
She's taken 10 damage so far.
Oh, but this is 3.
The top of 3.
Yeah.
So she's only got 2 left.
Yeah.
So if he does, if Michael does not take out those Mortek that he's in combat with Marathi, we could see her go down this turn, even before OBR turn 3.
Yeah, but you gotta. It's the only thing he can do is try to kill him.
Oh yeah, I think you got to fight there first. The sad thing is though, 1 CP, he can't even feral roar to fight a top profile.
Because they're in hunters.
No, feral roar is on yourself.
Oh yeah,
but he doesn't have the CP.
Oh, because he used his own. I thought you meant he had 1 CP. No, so he used it. Yeah.
Used it, for the hero face shooting, which I think is the right choice. Just hasn't been getting the efficiency you would expect out of those bow snakes.
No, and shield wall is just ridiculous.
Well, shield wall is it's only in combat.
No, but sorry, that's what I mean. Just for the with big Marathi in combat.
Oh yes, yeah, she's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just seeing those rolls, it looked like that was really good, and then he re-rolled 1 of them, so it's gonna be -2 rend, +2 save, so he's on 4 up rerollable again.
Guess what? Guess how much damage Marathi did?
7.
Big fat 0.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That's about right.
I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, all the Daughters of Cain units are just like struggling here. You know what? I think we'd expect it in combat, right? Marathi can be swingy, +2 to save on the Mortek, rerolling saves. That's an incredible unit in terms of its resiliency in combat. But man, they've even been holding up and shooting again with those 3-up saves, just rolling slightly above average here and there, and they're sticking around longer than they should be.
For sure.
And it looks like those 3 little Mortek went into little Marathi on the bottom left objective, trying to finish her off. Did 1 damage, so the Marathi Shadow Queen combination has 1 wound remaining. Obviously,
now why would you? What do you think he was doing that for?
Just attacking with that unit before they died, but yeah, there wasn't really any point into going into.
Because big Marathi's already went, so the ones in the middle are definitely going to do the 3.
Exactly. So you
could have maybe tried to finish off that snake.
Finish off that snake, that single remaining snake, so it can't rally stuff back. Put a couple wounds on the cauldron. Those are both a couple options that you think you're going to get that 3 damage anyways.
Because now
but maybe just being extra safe.
Yeah, that's fair. Just making sure you take them down for sure. But I mean, now if that cauldron kills those 3, that bow snake in the start of the bottom of 3 can rally and bring back some spear snake. Sorry, not the bow snake, the spear snake. I guess he does not. He's only going to have 1 CP though. So.
Yeah. if any. But here, okay, so getting a note from Josh, our lovely table boss, that at this time, so time has been called for the round. Again, this is round 2, Slambo GT. Time has been called, so the players are just trying to talk out the end of the game. So we'll try to keep you posted on what happens or combination. Just trying to work through as much as they can. Obviously, I think that's the best they can do is probably talk out the end of this round, but I think the writing's on the wall here just with how many points Michael is behind.
Marathi's going down for sure, and then in his turn he takes the middle and the top. Well, I guess he can't really get to the top right.
Yeah,
but he could consolidate in the bottom left.
Yeah, I think just with honestly, if this game
even just played, a cauldron.
Yeah,
there would only be a cauldron in the Medusa, but
and the bow snakes.
That's what I mean. The bow snakes and the cauldron. That'll all be all that's left.
Yeah.
But the Cauldron's all those Mortec, because Marathi goes down here. The 20 Mortec
Yeah.
charge the Cauldron.
Effectively. And you're at least bringing those, 6 back. Maybe they're in
Yeah.
range of the Bone Shaper 2 for 9. Because,
Yeah.
So,
I think it's pretty safe to say the Cauldron goes down, that single bow snake or spear snake goes down, and the Medusa go down. He only has the bow snakes in the top right.
by the end of the OBR.
Bottom of 3. Yeah.
Cauldron, I don't know. I guess if he threw all the Mortec down there. But depending on charges and stuff too, I guess Catacross is going to whip in there.
You would move Arcane first, the outside of 3 on the left of the Cauldron, so he can't redeploy, and then just wrap him with the Mortec. But you could do best day on the Cauldron. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. I still think he goes down, but
yeah. Oh, for sure. Good chance at least. And DrumD just in the chat chiming in saying that they're just talking out the points, final couple points here, but looks like it is going to be a big win here for OBR, taking out the Daughters of Cain. Unfortunately for our man DrumD, getting taken out here. And yeah, we'll again expect to see Marathi would go down this turn. Essentially, well, this turn, even before bottom of round 3, and then Hunter would have a chance to kind of consolidate and clean stuff up. Take the rest of the table, besides the bow snakes, which aren't going to do enough for him over the rest of the game. This out, I think.
Yep.
But Ridge, any other thoughts? I guess we'll kind of start wrapping things up as well, since the players are just talking out things, and we do know this will be just based on the points alone. It's going to be an OBR win. Thoughts on the game, Ridge? Overall?
Yeah. I think OBR is a really good army, and people tend to not think it's very good because it doesn't tend to do amazing and win all the time.
It's got some bad matchups, but it's still a strong army, I would agree.
Yes. Things that can do a lot of mortals and shooting mortals, yes. It does have a few bad matchups, but things that don't, even this does quite a bit of mortals. But yeah, the resiliency, you can never count out the shield wall, plus being +1 with the Mortis Praetorian, 4 up or 3 up roll will save on is just ridiculous.
And you get a Mystic Shield on them,
Yeah, and they got great spells, they got great utility. I think it's a great army. Obviously, Daughters is amazing as well. In this one, yeah, they're just Grumdy whiffing like crazy with the bow snakes. Definitely hurt a lot, and just not taking that Harvester down was just insane. So that for sure is the biggest thing. Is that, yeah.
I would agree. He's really, like we said, you expect the OBR army to be super resilient in combat, and Mike with his Daughters of Cain was really, I think, relying on the bow snakes to do the work for him, and they underperformed to a drastic degree, which was pretty disappointing for him. There we see the handshake between the players, so great sports, always what we love to see, and we have a win here for OBR. Tough one, unfortunately, for the Daughters. Again, bow snakes whiffing for 5 or 6 shooting phases. Marathi here, Marathi whiff. I mean, there was at least 3 combats where she did 0 damage.
Yeah, and her shooting did nothing the entire time. Did 1, and then he saved it. She always whiffs. Like I was saying, you need to have her on 2s and 2s, or at least 2s or 3s are rolling 1s and 2s.
Yep.
Or she's just so unreliable. But yeah, Ryan's asking in the chat.
A great question.
Yeah. Our guy Ryan. I don't know. I think he played this pretty well, to be honest. The Harvester not going down hurt a lot, but if the only other thing he could have done is because he was a 1-drop, so he went down first, kind of positioning to take the middle and the bottom left like he did, which is you want to go at 2, so he did that right. His bow snakes were safe. Honestly, yeah, I think he played this well. Do you see anything else?
The only thing, again, this is something we mentioned right at the start. The only thing I would have liked to see, this is such like a minute little thing, was just that, you know, Mystic Shield on those combat snakes.
Yeah.
Turn 1 could have been a little difference of having, you know, 2 or 3 more survive. You never know. That's the only thing that pops out to my head, though. Like you said, I think, you know, the army, Mike put the army in the position it wanted to be in. And unfortunately, sometimes you just get let down by the dice. And that really feels like what happened here tonight with those bow snakes especially.
Yeah, for sure. And those 2 or 3, like you said, if those 2 or 3 survived, they could have possibly killed those couple more on the bottom left. But yeah, it's hard to say. But good, though, that Grundy's saying Hunter was a very nice guy and a good sport. So that's always great to see as well, right?
Yep.
It sucks to lose in these types of situations, but that's what happens in this game.
Yep. Can't win them all, as we all know, unless you're playing Seraphon.
Ooh.
But
still a lot of people that lose with Seraphon, Jordan.
This is true. This is true. But I guess that's pretty much it for tonight. We'll wrap things up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As well, thank you if you're watching this back in the future. Hi to you in the future. Want to say a big thank you to everyone who watches and supports our channel, whether it's just watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff helps a ton. And if you want to go a step further and join our premium membership, that really is the best way to help support the channel. And we appreciate it so much. So without further ado, have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon in another battle report.
Peace out, y'all.